were sexually abused, and police have arrested 5 members of that particular unauthorized group which had conducted this NCC camp. And the school management, police allege, knew about this later after the students had complained to them, but they chose to not report this to the police, and they told the students to not take this seriously. Now the principal, 2 teachers, and the correspondent of this private school have also been arrested, and police are investigating if this particular unauthorized group had conducted any other camps in other schools as well. The medical examination has been completed. The Child Welfare Committee has also initiated action, and investigation is underway. A total of 11 people, including 5 members who were part of that unauthorized group, have now been arrested. Divya.
Right, so it is the girl who apparently had complained to the principal. The principal asked the girl to remain silent. It's only once she got home and that her health had deteriorated when this case came to light. And of course, in this 11 arrests have been made along with the principal, who kind of tried to hush up the matter, tried to ask the girls who were assaulted. Do remember, the girls were staying at school. They had slept in the auditorium, but they allegedly were lured to come outside, and that's where they were sexually assaulted, is what is the police saying in the matter. And in this case, 12 girls, at least 12 girls have been assaulted allegedly by the people there who organized that camp, which was illegal, which did not have permission, and 11 people in all have so far been arrested. Now, amid suspense as far as former Jharkhand Chief Minister Champai Soren is concerned, and regarding his next move after his arrival in the national capital, it is Union Minister Jitin Ram Manjhi who has gone on to spill the beans. He has put out a message on X welcoming him into the NDA family, calling him a tiger, saying that he was a tiger and always remain a tiger, is how he's being described by him on the social media site X. Now, ahead of the Jharkhand polls, it is Champai Soren who's gone on to attack his own party, saying that he was insulted and that he has 3 options ahead of him. And to get more on this, we have my colleague Prabhakar joining us, as well as Aishwarya joining us. Prabhakar, you know that message as far as the social media site X is concerned, in which the BJP there welcoming Champai Soren into their fold.
Yeah, and Champai Soren would certainly be joining BJP now. He has not declared it officially on his X post, but what we are learning from the JMM sources, that Champai Soren is going the BJP way. Now remember, this Jharkhand is a poll-bound state. You will have polls there in another 4 to 5 months. So this is a game of political optics which is playing out in Jharkhand. Champai Soren was the chief minister and he had to step down because when Hemant Soren walked free out of jail, he was asked to step down, and that did not go well with him. So he has taken this step. Now, Jharkhand as a state is a tribal-dominated state, and the issues, the tribal issues there actually plays a great role as far as the election results are concerned. And we have seen that playing during the Lok Sabha elections when the BJP did not do well in all the tribal areas. And that is the reason why they are taking Champai Soren into their fold, because he is a prominent tribal face, no doubt about it. Though BJP has a few senior tribal members like Babulal Marandi, who is spearheading the BJP as far as Jharkhand is concerned, and also Arjun Munda. Both of them are former chief ministers and also a union minister. So they have prominent faces with them. But adding Champai Soren in that club would certainly come as a boost for the BJP, especially because the state would be going to polls today. And as far as the political optics is concerned, it would certainly be seen as a jolt, as a jolt to Jharkhand Mukti Morcha and the Hemant Soren and the entire India Alliance camp in Jharkhand.
Right, Prabhakar, we also have Aishwarya joining us. Aishwarya, of course, that crucial meeting that took place with Champai Soren arriving here in the national capital. You know, when it comes to Champai Soren, he's gone on to say that he was humiliated, he was insulted by his party, which is why, you know, he's looking at other options. And of course, those options we do know have been narrowed down. He did mention 3 of them, but of course now the writing's on the wall that he is joining the BJP.
Well, certainly it is, you know, Bharatiya Janata Party is all set to welcome Mr. Champai Soren. But if you talk about the developments in the national capital, Champai Soren arrived in the national capital, staying with his a daughter in Gurugram. A hotel room had been booked in the national capital, and with the tweet coming in from Union Minister Jitan Ram Majhi that that Mr. Soren is the tiger, he was the tiger and he will remain the tiger, and he welcomes him to the NDA family. That clearly, puts a full stop on all the speculation that are doing the rounds. Officially, it has not been declared yet, but the insiders in the Bharatiya Janata Party clearly stating that Champai Soren joining Bharatiya Janata Party will be a big boost. Now remember, in the latest Lok Sabha elections, it was 5 seats that Bharatiya Janata Party lost, specifically in the tribal belt of Jharkhand, and Champai Soren, being a mass leader, being a tribal leader, will give a big boost to the Bharatiya Janata Party. And it was also stated that the assembly seat from the constituency that Mr. Champai Soren comes, he puts a huge influence on 14 of the adjoining constituencies to it. And in looking at the upcoming elections for the Jharkhand Assembly, if Mr. Champai Soren joins the Bharatiya Janata Party, it would be a big boost for them as well. And therefore, the reason perhaps the Bharatiya Janata Party in large is welcoming Mr. Champai Soren, and had also targeted Mr. Hemant Soren, stating that what has happened with him during his tenure as the Chief Minister, not letting him go to the official functions, and it's one family that is running the entire party, running the entire state, is something that Champai Soren had no options to, but officially he had reacted to it. He has stated that he has 3 options: 1, to form his own political party; 2, to retire from the political innings; and 3rd, he can join any of the political party which can take him forward from here. And if Bharatiya Janata Party welcomes him, then certainly it would be a next political inning from here. And that's what he had stated in the legislative party meeting in Jharkhand as well, that from here on he had to take some crucial decisions. But this all started when his son did not got ticket from the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, the constituency that he wanted to. And from there on, the gap between the JMM and Mr. Champai Soren began. But it is today when we'll get to know that whether he would be officially inducted in Bharatiya Janata Party, and with how many MLAs he joins the Bharatiya Janata Party is also something that remains to be seen. But very interesting developments can take place later in the evening, and Bharatiya Janata Party with full heartedly is welcoming Mr. Champai Soren, as far as the domination of him being a tribal leader and being a mass leader, and also can affect multiple constituencies in Jharkhand in the upcoming assembly is concerned. So BJP is looking forward, but it has to come officially from Mr. Champai Soren as well, that whether he is joining Bharatiya Janata Party or he would be giving outside support to them. But of course, on the part of JMM, there is already a rift that can be seen openly in Jharkhand.
Right, and what could the implications be as far as the departure is concerned? We will keep tracking the story, Aishwarya and Prabhakaran, coming back to both of you on that. For now, we're switching over to more news coming in, and this is in regard to the comments that were made by Congress leader Rahul Gandhi. And those comments, as far as the criticism of the lateral entry concept, has had a boomerang effect on him, according to the BJP, as the ruling party leaders pointed out that it was the Congress-led UPA government which had developed the concept in the first place. He had, in a post, as far as social media site X is concerned, alleged the Modi government is trying to recruit officers loyal to the BJP's ideological mentor RSS through a lateral entry and not via the UPSC, that is the Union Public Service Commission. The reservation as far as SC, ST and OBC categories are concerned, those jobs are being snatched away by recruiting through lateral entry for important posts in various ministries of the central government, is what Rahul Gandhi had alleged in that post. So it is the BJP that has gone on to react, along with Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav, who's gone on to say that it was the UPA government which had initiated this in the first place.
Well, as far as the government is concerned, their claim is, and it's a claim that the government is making, that the second ARC, which is the Administrative Reforms Commission under the chairmanship of Veerappa Moily, the then Law Minister, actually gave the recommendations apropos the lateral entry of senior bureaucrats into the bureaucracy. And that was specific to the fact that there is some certain set of expertise that is required in the government, which is not available inside the government. Like if you see the present set of advertisements from the government in the METI, in the Ministry of IT and Technology, they have sought recommendations on they have sought job offers, they have given job offers, and they have sought expertise on new and emerging technologies in social media and new and emerging technologies in science and tech. So these are the kind of expertise that the government claims, and many experts actually, frankly, agree with it, are not available in the inside of government. So that's as far as the background is concerned. So in the background, like Congress party or the second ARC headed by a senior Congress leader like Mr. Veerappa Moily may have recommended it, is what the facts stand. But what Mr. Gandhi today is saying is that, when you are recruiting such people in large numbers, you are weakening the reservations, you are weakening the SC, ST and OBC reservations. Now, the facts have to be seen on that. The government says that there is a process in which the recommended reservation quota, that is of the OBC and the SC, ST, is taken care of. If that is being done, then of course Mr. Gandhi's charge is completely uncalled for and completely not valid. But if that is not being taken care of, then that is something that Mr. Gandhi and other opposition leaders are pointing at, that while you recruit laterally, the reservation policy of the government, which is 22.5% for SC, ST, and then other OBC category reservation, is being diluted. So both sides have a point of view. Government says that you started it, we are only codifying and implementing the policy. Mr. Gandhi says that in the process of doing it, we never said, or there was no intention of weakening the reservation. You are the ones implementing that particular policy that is envisaged by the Second Administrative Reforms Commission under the UPA 2. So you have to take care of the existing government reservations also, which is not denying the benefits to the OBC and SC, ST category. So this is where the fight lies, and one will have to check. Government will probably have to come out with more facts that as to all these experts that are being recruited, there are so many in SC and ST and OBC category to settle this, as I see it going forward.
Right, Nikush, thank you so much for joining us with all those details. And now switching tracks, Anand Bose is speaking in. Let's just listen in to what he has to say.
We have the observation of the High Court about absolute failure of the state machinery, which is a very, very serious observation. I am apprised of that. As governor, I will do my duty and fulfill my promise to the people of Bengal.
Supreme Court also the 2 motor of negligence taken over this article case, and 20 August is the hearing.
That's a very, very inspiring, encouraging, reassuring happening. The Honorable Supreme Court has taken so much of cognizance of this issue.
So what's the message for your sisters, sir? You also there take over this situation. You are the monitoring the situation, sir, in West Bengal happening. So what are your feelings now on day-to-day?
My only message to my sisters of Bengalis, the best is yet to be. Be bold. As Vivekananda said, arise, awake, and stop not till you reach your goal. Thank you.
West Bengal, who do remember is expected to be here in the national capital. He's requested for a meeting with Amit Shah as well as Health Minister JP Nadda regarding the rape and murder of the trainee doctor at the RG Kar Medical College and Hospital. So there he is speaking about the women in West Bengal. He has gone on to speak about the women. He has gone on to say in regard to he will be traveling here to the national capital today. He will be meeting with JP Nadda as well as with Amit Shah in regard to the case of the rape and murder of the 31-year-old doctor in Kolkata. He has gone on to say, in fact, he is asking for the sisters of Kolkata and West Bengal to be bold, is the message that the governor of West Bengal has put out before he leaves for the national capital. And with that, we're slipping into a very short break. Back with a whole lot more on the other side. Do stay with us.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate, let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come.
It's 10 a.m. You are watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Parmeshwar Bava. We've got an action-packed bulletin lined up for you over the next 1 hour. Let's begin with the top stories you need to know. The Kolkata doctor rape and murder case. The Supreme Court takes suo motu cognizance. They are expected to hear the matter on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the victim's father speaks to NDTV and says he has lost faith in Mamata Banerjee and her government. The protests continue across the country. Politics speaks over the Bengal doctor murder. It's the TMC versus the TMC on the possible role of the Kolkata top cop and if the Kolkata Police Commissioner Vineet Goyal should be subjected to custodial interrogation. BJP leaders meanwhile slam the TMC and question the initial hurried probe. The Governor, C.V. Ananda Bose, says West Bengal government has failed. The Congress versus the BJP on the government's lateral entry scheme. Rahul Gandhi slams the centre over the lateral entry move and says reservation of SC, ST and OBC is being snatched away. Rahul Gandhi's criticism of the lateral entry concept has had a boomerang effect on him. This is what the BJP says. It was the UPA government which developed the concept in the first place. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah is set to challenge Governor Thawar Chand Gehlot's sanction for a probe into the MUDA scam in the Karnataka High Court. He spent much of Sunday consulting his legal team regarding this same. The JMM-led ruling alliance in Jharkhand is grappling with a crisis after JMM senior leader and former Chief Minister Champai Soren, who reached Delhi amid speculation that he was ready to cross over to the BJP, said he had been humiliated by the JMM and was now left with three options: to retire, start a new party or join another party. Well, breaking news coming in at the moment regarding the West Bengal governor. He was expected to go to the national capital today. We know that he was expected to be in Delhi today, but he has in fact just spoken and hit out at Mamata Banerjee's government. He has clearly and categorically said that the West Bengal government has failed. Ananda Bose further added that West Bengal is not safe for women. We have a reaction lined up for you. Listen in.
Bengal is not a place safe for women. Bengal has failed its women, not Bengal society. The present government of Bengal has failed the women folk. Bengal should again be brought back to its pristine glory, where women had their own respectable place in society. That has been lost. They are scared. They are scared of gundas. This has been created by a government which is insensitive to this issue.
That's the Governor Ananda Bose. You just heard him saying that the West Bengal government has failed and the state is no longer safe for women. In fact, the governor is expected to travel to Delhi to meet Home Minister Amit Shah this evening. Our sources have informed us that Ananda Bose is expected to meet the BJP President JP Nada as well. This is important in the backdrop of the outrage and the ongoing CBI investigation in the rape and murder at the RG Kar Medical College. The Residents Doctor Association at AIIMS Delhi, meanwhile, will today provide elective OPD services outside the Nirman Bhavan, which houses the Union Health Ministry, amid protests over the rape and murder of a trainee doctor in Kolkata earlier this month on the 9th of August. Now, the resident doctors of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi, said that their strike would continue. The AIIMS RDA has also said it would provide free elective OPD services around 36 specialities. But you know, 10 days since the brutal rape and murder of this 31-year-old doctor in Kolkata, the protesting doctors continue to demand justice for the victim and a security act for medical personnel. In fact, on Saturday, the Supreme Court had taken suo motu cognizance of the rape and murder case. The Supreme Court on its own has taken up the rape murder case of this doctor from Kolkata, and a 3-judge bench led by the Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, will hear the matter on Tuesday. My colleague Tanushka Datta has been tracking the latest developments for us. She joins us live at the moment. In fact, the father of the doctor who was murdered spoke to my colleague Tanushka. Tanushka, the father of the doctor had clearly said to you that the saddest part of the whole matter was that the people who were actually responsible for his daughter's safety failed to discharge that duty.
Exactly, Parmeshwar. While speaking to the father of the deceased, he was naturally quite emotional about, talking about the entire, his experience as well of the entire ordeal of going and seeing his daughter in that state. What even the mother said that they got a call stating that their daughter has died by suicide, whereas that is not the case. And he also recounted the experience on which, where he found his daughter and after how long was he allowed to finally see her. And the major factor that this man recounted was that how as a parents generally worry about their children, but once they are inside the gates of, say, their schools, their minds are somewhat at peace. So similarly, this was that place for him and his daughter as well. He said that from his side, whatever was possible, he ensured the safety of his daughter. He gave her a car so that her travel would be ensured safe. But the gates of the place wherein she works within, when she's inside these gates, inside the hospital premises, his mind would be a little tension free because this is a workplace. And he said that he could never imagine that something like this would happen to his daughter, let alone anyone's daughter at their workplace. What they also said, both the parents said, was that early on they had full faith in the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, but in the past few days and how all the events have gone by, he said that he's lost faith in her and the West Bengal government. He said that the Mamata Banerjee has failed him and his daughter. He has somewhat hope and expectations from the CBI investigation right now. On the investigation front, what we know is that Sandeep Ghosh, the former principal of this RG Kaur Medical College and Hospital, has been called in today as well for the 4th consecutive day for interrogation. He's in CBI interrogation custody and he's being constantly questioned for 10 to 12 hours every day. Now what the CBI is, mainly grilling him upon is that how is it that under his charge, he's the person responsible, somewhat like a caretaker for this medical college and hospital. How is it that something as heinous as this crime, as rape and murder, happens while under his, administration? And what we're also understanding is that he's, of course, been taken in again for custody today for the 4th consecutive day, while protests are also ongoing. All of this is happening at the epicenter at RG Kaur Medical Hospital and College.
Tanushka, thanks so much for joining us with the latest at the moment. Saurabh Gupta is also with us, tracking the latest developments. Saurabh, now since the beginning of the case, questions have been raised regarding the police handling of the case. What details can you disclose to our viewers as we speak?
Well, one of the things is, of course, the police have come under attack from the BJP, which is alleged a cover-up. And there are several protesters also who believe that or allege that there is a cover-up. And that is something that the police have clarified on. The police say they have run an extremely transparent investigation. Vineet Goyal, the Kolkata Police Commissioner himself, has come on record to say that we have done an extremely transparent investigation by the book, and the CBI has now taken over the investigation. So let the CBI find out, and if there's anything that we have done wrong, we will be held responsible by them. The other thing, of course, is a lot of questions have come from, like, for example, Shukhendu Shekhar Rai, a Trinamool MP. He said that the dog squad did not go on the first day on his social media platform. But that, of course, is untrue. The police have clarified. On the first day itself, on the 9th, the dog squad went. Then again, they went on the 12th. He's also been issued a notice. Several doctors have also come on record and said that this is gang rape, or the amount of semen found, etc., that there have been fractures. Now, the post-mortem doesn't mention that, is absolutely clear, is what the police say. And therefore, several doctors, and these are reputed, respectable faces in Kolkata, respectable personalities from the medical field, Dr. Kunal Sarkar included, who was, of course, very popular during COVID. So obviously, they've shared opinion, which does not seem to tie in with the post-mortem report, is what the police say. And therefore, they've also been issued notices to explain their comments. So this is one. Now, apart from that, a larger politics has also emerged on the case. One is, of course, with Shukhendu Shekhar Rai demanding custodial interrogation of Vineet Goyal, the Kolkata Police Commissioner. I beg your pardon, interrogation of Vineet Goyal, the Kolkata Police Commissioner. And therefore, that's something that the TMC has also responded to, hit out at, including Kunal Ghosh from the TMC responding to that. Sandeep Ghosh now is, of course, a man who has been questioned by the CBI for 3 consecutive days. And he's the former principal. He has a lot to answer for. His reinstatement immediately within hours after his resignation is something that has, of course, led to questions. Yesterday, the main football match, something that's very, very popular, East Bengal versus Mohun Bagan. Anybody in Kolkata or anybody who follows Indian football knows the significance of the East Bengal versus Mohun Bagan match.
Yes.
That match was cancelled. The police said they had inputs that there was going to be trouble, intelligence inputs. The protesters say, but in spite of that, there was a gathering of protesters, and the protesters say that this was done to stifle the protests. But again, there's been politics over that as well.
Saurabh and Tanushka, as always, thank you so much for taking us through all the details and the different angles. We will, of course, revert to you for regular updates. Meanwhile, at least 70 Padma awardees wrote to Prime Minister Modi on Sunday asking him to personally intervene to see justice is done in the brutal rape and murder of a resident doctor inside a hospital in Kolkata. We actually have a reaction from Dr. Harsh Mahajan lined up for you. Listen in to what Dr. Mahajan had to say.
Padma awardees who've been honored by the government over the last few decades got together and have written to our Prime Minister Modi to actually take personal interest in this matter to see that the culprits are brought to book and get the strictest possible punishment. Also, what we have requested is that a new separate law for protection of doctors, healthcare professionals and healthcare institutions be brought in very quickly.
Well, the political blame game, meanwhile, continues over the probe in this RG car case. The BJP alleges a cover-up, the Trinamool alleges a plot. The BJP arguing that there was a cover-up in the probe by the Kolkata police initially, but the TMC rebutting that the BJP plot is to topple the government by hijacking the protest. Now, the TMC versus the TMC probe, meanwhile, goes on the possible role of a Kolkata top cop and if Kolkata Police Commissioner Vineet Goyal should be subjected to custodial interrogation. We have a reaction from Kunal Ghosh. Listen in.
आज ऑनरेबल एमपी सुखेंदु शेखर राय जी जो ट्वीट किया पुलिस कमिश्नर को कस्टोडियल इंटरोगेशन चाहिए, ये जो डिमांड है इसको हम अपोज कर रहे हैं क्योंकि आफ्टर गेटिंग इंफॉर्मेशन ऑनरेबल सीपी विनीत गोयल he has done his best within 12 hours. An accused has been arrested, गिरफ्तार हो गया और इंटरोगेशन चल रहे थे. हो सकते थे सीएम ने 3-4 दिन मांगा था तो उसमें और बड़ा ब्रेक थ्रू का पोजीशन था, ब्रेक थ्रू हो सकता था. तो अभी सीबीआई का पास है, उसमें सीएम साहब का कोई इतराज नहीं है.
Meanwhile, the parents of the young doctor who was raped and murdered in her workplace at Kolkata's RG Kar Medical College, they spoke to NDTV and said that they have lost trust in Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee after seeing the way the police has handled the entire case. The Central Bureau of Investigation is making an effort, is what the parents have told NDTV. Listen in.
मेरे संग अभी डिसीज के फैमिली हैं, डिसीज के पिताजी मेरे साथ मौजूद हैं अभी. शुक्रिया हमें ज्वाइन करने के लिए. आप हमें ये बताएं कि मतलब सीबीआई अब तक 7 दिन हो गए हैं, सीबीआई इन्वेस्टिगेशन अभी भी जारी है और जो फॉर्मर प्रिंसिपल हैं अस्पताल के उन्हें बार बार क्वेश्चनिंग में भी लाया जा रहा है. ये सब से आपका क्या अंडरस्टैंडिंग है अभी सिचुएशन का?
हम लोग तो दिखता है कि वो तो सीबीआई कोशिश कर रहा है. कलकत्ता पुलिस जैसा कोशिश नहीं किया था, ये तो कोशिश कर रहा है. ये तो कोशिश पूरा ना जानने से बगैर कैसे किसको ये जो दुष्कर्म जिसने किया है कैसे निकलेगा, ये हाल निकालने का कोशिश कर रहा है. ये कोई बारे में हमका कोई बात नहीं है.
इन्वेस्टिगेशन को लेकर और जिस हिसाब से सब कुछ हुआ, जो सब बाहर आ रहा है, आपको कोई भी फाउल प्ले लग रहा है?
इसके बारे में क्या बोले, इसके बारे में कुछ नहीं बोल सकते.
आपकी बेटी आपने कहा कि एक डायरी मेंटेन करती थी, तो उस डायरी
का एक छेड़ा हुआ पेज का छवि मेरे पास है.
तो वो छवि में ऐसा क्या है और वो डायरी जनरली क्या मेंटेन करती है?
साथ सीबीआई के साथ बात हुआ, उसको बताने के लिए माना किया है.
जी जी जी. तो वो डायरी अभी भी है आपके पास?
नहीं, हमका पास नहीं है. वो तो कॉलेज में ही था, उसका बैग में ही रहते थे. हम लोग उसका कभी देखने का कोशिश कर रहे थे, उसका हमने ले लेते थे, छीन के ले लेते थे.
आपकी बेटी जो है
अभी इतना उम्र हो गया, हम उसका पर्सनल डायरी किस लिए देखें. लेकिन जो हम लोगों से बात 1 घंटा आध घंटा जो बात होता था रात में वो उसका जो दिक्कत होता है बोलता था।
दिक्कत जैसे कि
दिक्कत जैसे जो पेशेंट के लिए जो बापी ऐसा ऐसा पेशेंट आज था, आज हम एकदम नींद नहीं गया, पूरा खाना नहीं मिला, सारा दिन में खाने का टाइम नहीं मिला, ये सब बोलते थे।
और अस्पताल में वैसे उनकी पढ़ाई को लेकर के भी कोई प्रॉब्लम्स या फिर उनकी थीसिस वगैरह जो लिख रही थी या गोल्ड मेडल की जो प्रेपरेशन कर रही थी, इन जनरल अस्पताल में सेफ्टी एनवायरनमेंट कैसा था, इसके बारे में उन्होंने कभी कुछ बोला?
देखिए, आपको जब आपका पिता माता जो काम में भेजा, आप पिता माता तो आपका भी है, काम में जाता है, जब रास्ते में रहता है उसका दिक्कत रहता है, जब काम में ऑफिस में घुस जाता है तब आपको उसको दिक्कत बहुत कम हो जाता है। हम की एक पिता होने के नाते ये तो जानता है, आपका पिता भी जानता है। और जो बात होता था फ़ोन में माँ के साथ ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, हम तो काम में रहते हैं सारे दिन में, हमारा साथ बात बहुत कम होता है।
पर वही कि काम की जगह में ऐसा हो गया।
ये तो मेरा यही, जो जिसका पास हम लड़की को भेजा है उसने मेरा लड़की का सेफ्टी नहीं दे पाया। सबसे ये दुख में हम लोग का दुख का बात है। हम जब लड़की को स्कूल में भेज देता है, स्कूल का गेट के अंदर जब चला जाता है बस हम आ जाते हैं, हम बाइक के बस बिठा के लेके ले जाते, गेट के अंदर छोड़ के वो कहाँ जाते थे, कहाँ क्लास है हम नहीं जानते थे, जानने का जरूरत नहीं पड़ता ना, किसी को नहीं जरूरत पड़ता है, वैसे ही था। और क्या बोले।
Well, with that, let's turn our attention to the other big story we're tracking. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah is set to challenge Governor Thawar Chand Gehlot's sanction for a probe into the MUDA scam in the Karnataka High Court. The Congress will also move the High Court against the governor's sanction. Now, while senior advocate and Congress functionary Kapil Sibal will appear for Siddaramaiah, AICC Legal Wing Chairman Abhishek Manu Singhvi will represent the party Congress MLA and CM's legal advisor A.S. Ponnanna. And actually, A.S. Ponnanna said that the legal team has prepared a petition challenging the sanction, arguing that the governor approved it without any probe agency's report establishing a prima facie case. Pratibha Raman has been tracking all the details very closely for you. She joins us over the phone line at the moment. Pratibha, there are reports that state that the government intends to seek a quashing of the governor's order. Meanwhile, we're hearing that the Chief Minister and Mr. Shiv Kumar plan to visit Delhi to apprise the Congress brass of the current situation.
In fact, yes, a series of meetings are definitely underway as far as the Congress government is concerned, because one with the legal team and the other with the High Command to discuss their counter strategy. With respect to the legal team, yes, they would be approaching the High Court today and exercise all kinds of legal rights in terms of fighting the case as well as fighting their case against the governor as well, because they have been time and again talking about the protocol that has not been followed by the governor in terms of issuing the permission for prosecution in the MUDA scam. In the meantime, there are a string of protests that have been lined up through the day in Bengaluru as well as other parts of Karnataka. The Congress holding statewide protests saying that they would be letting people know about the kind of atrocities that have been committed by the BJP, and at the same time how the BJP has used the governor in terms of destabilizing the Congress government here. In the meantime, the BJP is also planning its protest at Vidhan Sauda, talking about the MUDA scam in particular and demanding the resignation of the Chief Minister.
As always, Pratibha, thanks so much for taking us through the lowdown. Long deliberations were held to decide actually whether to file the petition in the High Court or Supreme Court, with the team actually finally deciding to move the High Court. As Pratibha Raman is reporting, in response to the escalating situation, Siddaramaiah has also convened a Congress Legislative Party meeting on the 22nd of August at the Vidhan Sauda Conference Hall. Sunil Prabhu also joins us with a quick update at the moment. Sunil, we are aware that long deliberations were held to decide whether to file the petition in the High Court or the Supreme Court. But when is the matter going to be discussed in the High Court today? What can you disclose to our viewers?
Well, as you're well aware, no less than Mr. Singhvi, who spoke to NDTV, has made it very clear that the governor has acted not on the basis of the cabinet decision. The cabinet, which was held, and Mr. D.K. Shivkumar is the one who actually, passed that resolution. It's in that backdrop, Mr. Siddaramaiah was not present and had asked the governor to reject the sanction of prosecution. They believe that this is an act of against federalism. This will allow anybody to file complaints against the chief minister, to attack democratically elected governments, and a host of other issues which they will put before the Karnataka High Court. And if they don't get relief there, then they will come to the Supreme Court. It's in that backdrop that the Congress sees this, one, of course, legally, and again, politically on the streets of Karnataka, protesting against the BJP and JDS for trying to unseat a democratically elected government, which has just been voted to power nearly a year ago.
Sunil, thanks so much for joining us with that crucial update. Let's turn our attention now. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi's criticism of the lateral entry concept has had a boomerang effect on him, according to the BJP, as the ruling party leaders pointed out that it was the Congress-led United Progressive Alliance, the UPA government, which developed the concept in the first place. Mr. Gandhi had, in a post on X, alleged that the Modi government is trying to recruit officers loyal to the BJP's ideological mentor, the RSS, through lateral entry and not via the Union Public Service Commission, the UPSC. Reservation of SC, ST and OBC categories is being snatched away by recruiting through lateral entry for important posts in various ministries of the central government, Mr. Rahul Gandhi alleged in the post. Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav was among the BJP leaders who shot back, saying that the INC hypocrisy is evident on the lateral entry matter. It was the UPA government which developed the concept of lateral entry. The Second Admin Reforms Commission, the ARC, was established in 2005 under the UPA government. This is what Mr. Vaishnav has said in a post on X. In fact, Nikunj has broken down the further details for you. Here's what he had to say.
Well, as far as the government is concerned, their claim is, and it's a claim that the government is making, that the second ARC, which is the Administrative Reforms Commission under the chairmanship of Veerappa Moily, the then law minister, actually gave the recommendations apropos the lateral entry of senior bureaucrats into the bureaucracy. And that was specific to the fact that there is some certain set of expertise that is required in the government, which is not available inside the government. Like if you see the present set of advertisements from the government in the METI, in the Ministry of IT and Technology, they have sought recommendations on job offers. They have given job offers and they have sought expertise on new and emerging technologies in social media and new and emerging technologies in science and tech. So these are the kind of expertise that the government claims, and many experts actually, frankly, agree with it, are not available in the inside of government. So that's as far as the background is concerned. So in the background, why Congress party or the second ARC headed by a senior Congress leader like Mr. Veerappa Moily may have recommended it is what the facts stand. But what Mr. Gandhi today is saying is that, when you are recruiting such people in large numbers, you are weakening the reservations, you are weakening the SC, ST and OBC reservations. Now, the facts have to be seen on that. The government says that there is a process in which the recommended reservation quota, that is of the OBC and the SC, ST, is taken care of. If that is being done, then of course Mr. Gandhi's charge is completely uncalled for and completely not valid. But if that is not being taken care of, then that is something that Mr. Gandhi and other opposition leaders are pointing at, that while you recruit laterally, the reservation policy of the government, which is 22.5% for SC, ST and then other OBC category reservation, is being diluted. So both sides have a point of view. Government says that you started it, we are only codifying and implementing the policy. Mr. Gandhi says that in the process of doing it, we never said there was no intention of weakening the reservation. You are the ones implementing that particular policy that is envisaged by the Second Administrative Reforms Commission under the UPA2. So you have to take care of the existing government reservations also, which is not denying the benefits to the OBC and SC category. So this is where the fight lies, and one will have to check. Government will probably have to come out with more facts that as to all these experts that are being recruited, there are so many in SC and ST and OBC category to settle this as I see it going forward.
With that, let's turn our attention now to what's happening as far as the suspense over the former Jharkhand Chief Minister is concerned. Well, amid the suspense over Champai Soren's next move after his arrival in the national capital, Union Minister Jitin Ram Manjhi on Sunday split the beans and welcomed him to the NDA family. In a post on X, the Minister of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises actually described Champai Soren as a tiger and said that he was and will remain a tiger. Ahead of Jharkhand polls, the JMM is likely to face a setback, with former Jharkhand Chief Minister and veteran JMM leader Champai Soren now expressing his displeasure with the party in open. His visit to the national capital has also sparked a major buzz that the 5-month CM of Jharkhand can jump ship and actually join the BJP. In a long post on social media, Soren said, "I had 3 options in this. First, to retire from politics. Second, to form my own organization. And third, if I find a companion on this path, then to continue with the journey with him." In fact, Jitin Ram Manji, as you can see on your screens, posted on X welcoming him to the NDA family. We have a reaction lined up for you from JMM's Banna Gupta. Listen in.
देखिए, ये झारखंड मुक्ति मोर्चा का अंदरूनी मामला है। इस पे कोई इंडिया गठबंधन को कोई विशेष करके इसमें कोई भी पक्ष विपक्ष रखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। वो उनके अंदरूनी मामले हैं और वो बेहतर तरीके से हेमंत सोरेन जी अच्छे संगठनकर्ता भी हैं और अच्छे मुख्यमंत्री भी रहे हैं और आज भी अच्छे मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में काम कर रहे हैं। तो उनको काफ़ी गहरा अनुभव है और गुरुजी के पुत्र हैं, इसलिए राजनीति की सभी बारीकियां समझते हैं, जानते हैं और उनके अंदरूनी मामले हैं, तो उस पर विशेष कुछ मुझे कहने की आवश्यकता नहीं है।
Yeah, and Champai Soren would certainly be joining BJP now. He has not declared it officially on his X post, but what we are learning from the JMM sources, that Champai Soren is going the BJP way. Now remember, this Jharkhand is a poll-bound state. You will have polls there in another 4 to 5 months. So this is a game of political optics which is playing out in Jharkhand. Champai Soren was the chief minister and he had to step down because when Hemant Soren walked free out of jail, he was asked to step down and that did not go well with him. So he has taken this step. Now, Jharkhand as a state is a tribal-dominated state, and the tribal issues there actually plays a great role as far as the election results are concerned, and we have seen that playing during the Lok Sabha elections when the BJP did not do well in all the tribal areas, and that is the reason why they are taking Champai Soren into their fold, because he is a prominent tribal face, no doubt about it. Though BJP has a few senior tribal members like Babulal Marandi, who is spearheading the BJP as far as Jharkhand is concerned, and also Arjun Munda. Both of them are former chief ministers and also a union minister, so they have prominent faces with them. But adding Champai Soren in that club would certainly come as a boost for the BJP, especially because the state would be going to polls today. And as far as the political optics is concerned, it would certainly be seen as a jolt to Jharkhand Mukti Morcha and the Hemant Soren and the entire India Alliance camp in Jharkhand.
Well, we'll keep tracking the latest updates for you from across the country and around the world. For now, we're slipping into a very short break. Back in a moment.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Soren. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient.
Well, let's get you a crucial update from Kolkata now, where the resident doctors of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, in fact in Delhi, have said that their strike will continue. The AIIMS RDA also said it will provide free elective OPD services of around 36 specialities to patients outside the Nirman Bhavan from 11 a.m., just in about half an hour from now. But 10 days since the brutal rape and murder of a 31-year-old doctor inside her workplace in Kolkata, the protesting doctors continue to demand justice for the victim and a security act for medical personnel. In fact, on Saturday, the Supreme Court took suo motu cognizance of the rape and murder case. The Supreme Court, on its own, has taken up the rape-murder case of this Kolkata doctor. A 3-judge bench led by Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, will hear the matter tomorrow. But the case is already being heard by the Calcutta High Court, which during a hearing last week ordered that the probe be transferred to the Central Bureau Investigation, overriding Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's ultimatum to the state police. If the police were unable to solve the case by Sunday, the CBI will take over. That was the condition. Meanwhile, the parents of the young doctor, they spoke to NDTV that they had lost trust in Mamata Banerjee's government after seeing the way the police had handled the case. As we have been covering throughout, questions have been raised against the police handling of the case since the very beginning, since the 9th of August, including the delay in allowing the women's parents to see the body, the post-mortem report, the prompt arrest of a civic volunteer, making it an open and shut case amongst many glaring lapses. In fact, my colleague Tanushka Datta spoke to the doctor's parents, who have categorically said that they have lost faith in the state government. Listen.
मेरे संग अभी डिसीज के फैमिली हैं, डिसीज के पिताजी मेरे साथ मौजूद हैं अभी। शुक्रिया हमें ज्वाइन करने के लिए। आप हमें ये बताएं कि मतलब सीबीआई अब तक 7 दिन हो गए हैं, सीबीआई इन्वेस्टिगेशन अभी भी जारी है और जो फॉर्मर प्रिंसिपल हैं अस्पताल के, उन्हें बार बार क्वेश्चनिंग में भी लाया जा रहा है। ये सब से आपका क्या अंडरस्टैंडिंग है अभी सिचुएशन का? हम लोग तो दिखता है कि वो तो सीबीआई कोशिश कर रहा है, कलकत्ता पुलिस जैसा कोशिश नहीं किया था, ये तो कोशिश कर रहा है। ये तो कोशिश पूरा ना जानने से बगैर कैसे किसको ये जो दुष्कर्म जिसने किया है कैसे निकलेगा, ये हाल निकालने का कोशिश कर रहा है। ये कोई बारे में हमका कोई बात नहीं है। इन्वेस्टिगेशन को लेकर और जिस हिसाब से सब कुछ हुआ, जो सब बाहर आ रहा है, आपको कोई भी फाउल प्ले लग रहा है? इसके बारे में क्या बोले, इसके बारे में कुछ नहीं बोल सकते। आपकी बेटी, आपने कहा कि एक डायरी मेंटेन करती थी, तो उस डायरी का एक छेड़ा हुआ पेज का छवि मेरे पास है। तो वो छवि में ऐसा क्या है और वो डायरी जनरली क्या मेंटेन करती है? साथ सीबीआई के साथ बात हुआ, उसको बताने के लिए माना किया है। जी जी जी। तो वो डायरी अभी भी है आपके पास? नहीं, हमका पास नहीं है। वो तो कॉलेज में ही था, उसका बैग में ही रहते थे। हम लोग उसका कभी कभी देखने का कोशिश कर रहे थे, उसका हमने ले लेते थे, छीन के ले लेते थे। आपकी बेटी जो है, अभी इतना उम्र हो गया, हम उसका पर्सनल डायरी किस लिए देखें? लेकिन जो हम लोगों से बात 1 घंटा आध घंटा जो बात होता था,
रात में वो उसका जो दिक्कत होता है बोलता था।
दिक्कत जैसे कि
दिक्कत जैसे वो जो पेशेंट के लिए जो बापी ऐसा ऐसा पेशेंट था, आज हम एकदम नींद नहीं गया, पूरा खाना नहीं मिला, सारा दिन में खाने का टाइम नहीं मिला, ये सब बोलते थे।
और अस्पताल में वैसे उनकी पढ़ाई को लेकर के भी कोई प्रॉब्लम्स या फिर उनकी थीसिस वगैरह जो लिख रही थी या गोल्ड मेडल की जो प्रेपरेशन कर रही थी, इन जनरल अस्पताल में सेफ्टी एनवायरनमेंट कैसा था, इसके बारे में उन्होंने कभी कुछ बोला?
देखिए, आपको जब आपका पिता माता जो काम में भेजा, आप पिता माता तो आपका भी है, काम में जाता है, जब रास्ते में रहता है उसका दिक्कत रहता है, जब काम में ऑफिस में घुस जाता है तब आपको उसको दिक्कत बहुत कम हो जाता है। हम की एक पिता होने के नाते ये तो जानता है, आपका पिता भी जानता है। और जो बात होता था फ़ोन में माँ के साथ ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बात, हम तो काम में रहते हैं सारे दिन में, हमारा साथ बात बहुत कम होता है।
पर वही कि काम के जगह में ऐसा हो गया।
ये तो मेरा यही, जो जिसका पास हम लड़की को भेजा है उसने मेरा लड़की का सेफ्टी नहीं दे पाया। सबसे ये दुख में हम लोग का दुख का बात है। हम जब लड़की को स्कूल में भेज देता है, स्कूल का गेट के अंदर जब चला जाता है बस हम आ जाते हैं, हम बाइक के बस बिठा के लेके ले जाते, गेट का अंदर छोड़ के वो कहाँ जाते थे, कहाँ क्लास है हम नहीं जानते थे, जानने का जरूरत नहीं पड़ता ना, किसी को नहीं जरूरत पड़ता है, वैसे ही था। और क्या बोले।
Meanwhile, West Bengal's Governor Ananda Bose just spoke. He's supposed to head to Delhi today. In fact, he has hit out at Mamata Banerjee's government and claimed that the government in West Bengal has failed. The governor there, Ananda Bose, has further added that West Bengal is not safe for women. We have a reaction lined up for you. Listen in.
It's not a place safe for women. Bengal has failed its women, not Bengal society. The present government of Bengal has failed the women folk. Bengal should again be brought back to its pristine glory, where women had their own respectable place in society. That has been lost. They are scared. They are scared of gundas. This has been created by a government which is insensitive to this issue.
At least 70 Padma awardees, meanwhile, have written to the Prime Minister asking him to personally intervene to make sure justice is done in the brutal rape and murder of a resident doctor in a Kolkata hospital. Everyone is held accountable. As the head of our nation, the doctors have argued that they implore the immediate and personal intervention to address this alarming situation. Such acts of brutality shake the very foundations of service by medical professionals. Now, Chairman of Fortis Escorts Heart Institute, Dr. Ashok Seth, the former Director of AIMS Delhi, Dr. Randeep Guleria, the founder of Mahajan Imaging, Dr. Harsh Mahajan, these doctors have put forth 5 demands in their letter to the Prime Minister, including stricter enforcement of existing laws, harsher and time-bound punishments for perpetrators of sexual violence, enhanced safety measures in hospitals and medical institutions, enactment and implementation of a special law for the protection of all healthcare workers, and the harshest possible punishment for violence against any healthcare workers. We have a reaction lined up for you from Dr. Harsh Mahajan. Here's what he said.
Padma awardees who've been honored by the government over the last few decades got together and have written to our Prime Minister Modi to actually take personal interest in this matter, to see that the culprits are brought to book and get the strictest possible punishment. Also, what we have requested is that a new separate law for protection of doctors, healthcare professionals and healthcare institutions be brought in very quickly.
In other news, India and Malaysia are expected to sign several agreements, including a key pact on the recruitment of Indian workers, when Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim visits New Delhi. He's supposed to touch down this evening. This will be Ibrahim's first visit to India since he became Prime Minister in late 2022, though he had earlier visited New Delhi in January 2019 and met Prime Minister Modi. This will also be the first visit by a Malaysian Premier since the year 2018. In fact, for the focus of the visit, we have Mohammad Ghazali joining us. He's going to take us through the plan of action. Ghazali, over to you. Right, we are told we are just connecting with my colleague Mohammad Ghazali, but this visit is expected to focus on a broad spectrum of issues including trade, science and technology. In fact, education, agriculture, tourism, defense, as well as regional concerns are expected to be top of the agenda as the situations in Bangladesh, Myanmar and West Asia are also discussed. Mohammad Ghazali is with us at the moment to take us through the plan of action. Ghazali, take us through the lowdown.
See, this trip is very significant considering the fact that India has always been focusing on Act East policy. So Malaysia turns out to be a very key partner in that region. And that is why this trip is very significant. The second point is obviously trade, security and maritime security primarily will be under discussion when Mr. Ibrahim will be visiting here tonight in India. There are other key issues which will be under discussion. The first one being that his predecessor, Mr. Mahathir, when he was the Prime Minister, he was very critical when it came to the issue of Kashmir and other bilateral issues. But under Mr. Ibrahim, these issues will not be an obstacle in developing relations between India and Malaysia. The other key significant topic will be under discussion will be about since Malaysia is one of the stakeholders in the South China Sea and they have friction with China. So India will also try to discuss that because that has a broader implication in the Indo-Pacific region. Besides that, there is one issue which the External Affairs Ministry has certainly sidestepped when it was asked about was the extradition of Zakir Naik, and Red Corner notice and other notices have been issued by the central agencies in India. Mr. Naik is based in Malaysia these days. But Indian agencies or Indian External Affairs Ministry will certainly put this issue as well under discussion with Malaysian counterpart when the Prime Minister will be here.
As always, Ghazali, thanks so much for joining us with the lowdown. Now, in other news, with the world's largest population and growing economy, India is emerging as a superpower in Asia as the Chinese economy is slowing down. The co-founder of the Asia Group, Nirav Patel, spoke to NDTV to discuss this and more. Listen in to what he told my colleague Gauri Dwivedi.
Mr. Patel, thanks so much for taking out the time and speaking to me, speaking to NDTV. My first question to you, sir, we speak at a time when India is celebrating its 78th Independence Day. I want to ask you this, that as we crystal ball gaze and look towards the future, how do you view India's journey to 2030 from here on?
Look, I think it's a pleasure to have this chance to be able to speak during a very important period in India's both history as a way to reflect on significant achievements, but most importantly, as you note, to really think about what the moment in time means for India. And from an economic perspective, I think India is sitting at the beginning phases of a very significant economic supercycle that not only is about inward investments that are flowing into India at a much higher basis, but also as it relates to hitting critical economic development objectives that are front and center of course, not only the political leadership, but the day-to-day lives of the Indian people.
What do you think will be the next phase of India's growth? Do you think it will be driven more by manufacturing, or do you think it will be more driven by AI and tech? How do you see that?
Well, look, I think candidly, the manufacturing story is something that is in the beginning phases of being seen in terms of how quickly can India attract the type of global manufacturing capability that it aspires to attract. And the reality is there's a number of economies, whether in Vietnam or in Thailand or Mexico, that are all gunning for those same type of manufacturing investments. And you're right to point out that Indian policies that are meant to attract that are making India a competitive destination for manufacturing. But if I were to make a bigger bet on the drivers of India's economic future, I think the high technology sector will continue to be an area where there is definitional as well as defining characteristics that separate India from the global pathway of who ends up becoming kind of the victor of the 21st century technology competition arena. And if I look at AI and you look at the depth of programming capability, new set of businesses that are emerging on a daily basis based on the entrepreneurial culture that exists in many pockets of India, I think that's a bet that, in my view, would drive the type of economic acceleration that India aspires.
All right, Mr. Patel, thanks so much for speaking to me and speaking to NDTV. This has been a very enriching conversation as far as India's role and its future going forward.
Well, our big focus, Prime Minister Modi will be in Poland and Ukraine as per reports between the 21st and the 23rd of this month. And Prime Minister Modi is set to land in Warsaw, where he's expected to actually hold talks with the Polish president as well as the Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk. The focus of our Prime Minister's visit to Poland is centered around defense and strategic alignment, we're told. The Polish Foreign Ministry says that this visit will focus on enhancing political and economic cooperation between our two nations. Now, Prime Minister Modi's one-day visit to Poland would actually mark the first visit by an Indian Prime Minister to that country in about 4 decades, in 40 years, after Morarji Desai visited back in 1979. Now, a little bit of history for you. Former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and Indira Gandhi had visited the country before Mr. Desai. But this visit of Prime Minister Modi also coincides with the 70th anniversary of diplomatic relations between India and Poland. The other big touchdown, though, our Prime Minister's proposed visit to Kyiv thereafter, which comes nearly a month after he visited Russia and his friend Putin, which actually drew critical comments from Western capitals. Interestingly, Ukraine claims it's fully captured a strategic Russian town in the Kursk region, among its first ever serious successes, as Moscow evacuates more residents. But India's stance on Russia's war in Ukraine has drawn international attention. In fact, my colleague Uma Shankar breaks down the details for you.
I am here at the Good Maharaja Square in Warsaw, built in the memory of Jam Sahib Shri Digvijay Singh Ji, Maharaja of Navnagar, Gujarat. During the World War II, Maharaja saved thousands of orphan Polish children from the atrocities and attacks of Nazi Germany and Soviet Red Army. With the help of Commander Anders of Polish Army, he got the kids brought to Navnagar, Gujarat, gave them shelter, food, education and everything which they needed at that point of time. Poland still remembers Maharaja's contribution from the core of its heart. Jam Sahib never took any financial help for his contribution, but he wanted to have a street named on him, but it was never fulfilled in his lifetime. When in 1989, Poland got the full independence from Soviet and a government influenced by it, decision was taken and this memorial was built in 2014. PM Modi is the first Indian Prime Minister visiting Poland after 45 years. He will be here too to pay the homage on Maharaja's memorial. This shows the significance of this place. Actually, India-Poland relation has many historical background and Maharaja's humanitarian contribution is one of the most memorable thing. It connects India and Poland on a very emotional ground. After paying the homage here, PM Modi will be meeting the students of the Jam Sahib school, again built in the memory of Maharaja. Apart from the political engagements, this is going to be one of the key part of people-to-people engagement during the Warsaw visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This is the memorial of Poland's unknown soldiers who sacrificed their lives for Poland in different wars. This includes Polish soldiers who lost their lives during the First World War and the Second World War. According to information given to us here, during the First World War, when such guns were used, that the bodies of Polish soldiers who lost their lives on the war front were mutilated and it was not possible to identify them. Their identity and names could not be known. That's why this memorial has been named as Memorial of Unknown Soldiers. Here the eternal fire remains lit 24 hours a day. This is a very similar memorial like we were having at Amar Jawan Jyoti at India Gate in New Delhi, and the National War Memorial built after that. Guards are always posted here, which changes every hour's time. This memorial is actually a symbol of Poland's military resolve. Poland had to go through many battles for its independence and had to face the powerful armies of Germany and Soviet Union. Facing many challenges, Poland gradually ensured its independence. This place is not only a military memorial, but also a symbol of Poland's national identity. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reaching here during his visit to Poland and honoring these unnamed soldiers of Poland on behalf of India shows how India has been stood shoulder to shoulder with Poland. Be it the Battle of Monte Cassino, in which Indian soldiers also contributed, or the battle in which the Polish army fought on its own, suffered martyrdom of thousands of soldiers and strengthened itself as a nation, paying tribute to a very important monument of the wars and the barbarities imposed on the Poland shows that India not only remembers the bloody history of Poland but also how to build a common path to future with the memories of the entire history. This is a message for that too.
Meanwhile, this week in Chicago, Democrats will formally nominate a very different presidential candidate than they expected to just a couple of months ago. All the focus will be on Vice President Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, both of whom Democrats already nominated via virtual roll call earlier this month. But the US President, Joe Biden, is set to open the Democratic National Convention with a speech. Now, this convention in Chicago is expecting 50,000 visitors, including 5,000 delegates and alternates. Organizers also anticipate tens of thousands will take to the streets actually to protest outside of the convention, particularly over the war in Gaza. Protests are held every day from Sunday through Thursday, with the largest being planned for Monday, we're told. But you know the big focus, the 5 things to watch at the DNC. Democrats are kicking off their convention in Chicago to formally nominate Vice President Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to top their 2024 presidential ticket. Now, the gathering marks an opportunity for Democrats to ride the good vibes around Kamala Harris, who last month was elevated as the party's de facto nominee after Joe Biden actually ended his own bid. We are told that the convention is anticipated to be heavy on messages of freedom, as Kamala Harris and Tim Walz run against former President Donald Trump and his Senator J.D. Vance. But here are the 5 things you need to watch out for at this year's DNC. Now, Kamala Harris has been enjoying a nearly month-long honeymoon since Biden dropped out, riding a wave of flattering social media praise. That boost is likely to continue this week, and for a short time afterwards, many argue, enjoying a traditional post-convention bump. But speculation abounds about how big of a festival this will be, with whispers of whether big-name performers such as Taylor Swift and Beyoncé will make an appearance. But after the convention, however, the question will be how long the good times can roll. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump will face off at their first debate on the 10th of September, and a good performance there could actually extend Kamala Harris's honeymoon. Harris has framed her campaign, meanwhile, around a message of freedom, even down to highlighting Beyoncé's hit song of the same name. But analysts highlight that the strategy is more forward-thinking rather than Biden's rallying cry, which actually goes back to the January 6, 2021 insurrection, an event that Democrats still mention but appear to resonate less with voters agitating for a more long-term vision. The third thing, Joe Biden will deliver a speech. It's going to be a huge reception as per political watchers, we're told. Fourthly, while Biden's debate and age were the chief factors in ending his political career, he was also criticized from the left over his handling of the war in Gaza. And those detractors are not going away just because he's no longer a Democratic nominee. Protests over the rising death toll in Gaza will be held blocks away from the Chicago's United Center, and delegates who were sent to the convention by uncommitted votes in various states have full access to the event floor with nothing to stop them from interrupting the proceedings. As we speak at the moment, it's unclear precisely how much the convention will deal with the war and if there will be any interruptions at all. Lastly, as you're well aware, conventions for both parties are primarily occasions to highlight leaders, chiefly the presidential nominees. But they also serve as opportunities to elevate rising stars. Democrats have not said who this year's keynote speaker will be, but their pick could indicate who they view as a future party leader and in what ideological direction the Democratic Party in the US is heading.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live. listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Sharad. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Sharad. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read
Very good morning. you're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Divya Vaza. We have a whole lot lined up for you over the next 1 hour, including protests that continue due to the rape and murder case in Kolkata of the 31-year-old doctor. The family of the victim has said that they've lost faith in the government of Mamata Banerjee. We'll get you all the details. First, the headlines. And protests continue as it is the Supreme Court now that's taken cognizance as far as the suo motu cognizance is concerned, and that matter will be coming up in Supreme Court tomorrow. That's Tuesday. The victim's father has gone on to say that they don't have any faith left as far as the government of West Bengal is concerned, and it is the RDA of the AIIMS doctors saying that they will perform surgeries. Now they will perform OPD services on the streets of Delhi starting at 11 o'clock this morning. Politics speaks over Bengal doctor's murder. It's TMC versus the TMC on the possible role as far as the Kolkata top cop is concerned, and whether the Kolkata police commissioner should be subjected to custodial interrogation. Now, the BJP leaders have slammed the TMC, questioning that initial hurried probe. They have gone on to slam the TMC. The TMC has, also reacted, saying that this is nothing but an attempt, a plot, in fact, to topple the government. And the governor there has said that the West Bengal government has failed. He will be here in the national capital to meet up with Amit Shah as well as JP Nadu. It's the Congress versus the BJP on the government's lateral entry scheme. It's Rahul Gandhi who has slammed the centre over the lateral entry move, saying reservations of the SC, ST and OBC, those jobs are being snatched away. Rahul Gandhi's criticism, however, has boomeranged and said because it is the BJP saying that it was the UPA which actually introduced this in the first place. Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, is set to challenge the governor's sanction for the probe into the MUDA scam in the Karnataka High Court. That case is coming up in the High Court today. This is the Congress that has backed Karnataka's Chief Minister completely. The Karnataka Chief Minister has gone on to say there's just about no question of his resigning. The JMM-led ruling alliance in Jharkhand is grappling with the crisis after this is Champai Soren, who has now left the party, speaking about how he was sidelined, he was humiliated, which is why now it is the BJP that has gone on to say that he's joining their fold. Let's get to your top story, and that is former RG Kar Medical College and Hospital principal who has arrived at the CBI office this morning for questioning. Do remember, this is the 4th consecutive day since the CBI took charge of the case. Now, the resident doctors of the All India AIIMS of Medical Sciences, Delhi, have said that strike will continue and that they will provide free elective OPD services of around 36 specialities to patients outside Nirman Bhavan, which has started from 11 just minutes ago. The Faculty Association of AIIMS has requested people now to wear black Rakhis on Raksha Bandhan. Do remember, this is something that we saw earlier as well. This was something that happened in Lucknow over the weekend on Saturday when black Rakhis were tied. Do remember, earlier black bands were worn by doctors as a symbol of protest and a symbol of solidarity with healthcare professionals. Now, this is the residents as Doctors Association of AIIMS. On Sunday, they wrote to the Prime Minister seeking his intervention for enactment of a central law via an ordinance to protect the healthcare workers and institutions across the nation. The body has also urged for the restoration of law and order at the state-run RG Kar Medical College and Hospital in Kolkata, where a postgraduate trainee doctor was raped and murdered. The AIIMS RDA also drew the Prime Minister's attention to the subsequent vandalism at the hospital and worrying rise as far as violence against doctors, healthcare workers and medical institutions is concerned, saying hospitals are like temples where healing and hope are nurtured. Doctors of the Center-run medical institutions said in their letter it was with sincere and earnest plea that they are requesting the support in ensuring the protection of these sacred spaces. Do remember, earlier the demand that was being made by the IMA was that the security at the hospitals should be as tight as the security that's provided to the airports in the country. Now, also, it is not just them, but it is the Supreme Court that's taken suo motu cognizance of the matter, and that case will be coming up in the Supreme Court on Tuesday, the 20th of August, while more than 70 Padma awardee doctors, they have gotten together and have urged
an appeal. They've written to the Prime Minister asking for his intervention to personally look into this matter regarding the protection when it comes to the healthcare facilities and the healthcare workers and staffers across the country. They have also gone on to ask the Prime Minister. They made 5 demands there in that letter that has been written and signed. It does include Randeep Guleria. Do remember he was the former in charge of the AIIMS hospital. We're also talking about the chairman of the Escort hospital, Dr. Ashok Seth, as well as Harsh Mahajan of the Mahajan, Diagnostic Center, also there amongst others who have signed that letter to the Prime Minister. While it is the Governor of West Bengal who has gone on to say that the government has failed, and he in fact will be here in the national capital today. He has sought a meeting with Amit Shah as well as the Health Minister JP Nadda in order to look into the matter as far as the investigation is concerned, which, do remember, has been taken over by the CBI.
Bengal is not a place safe for women. Bengal has failed its women, not Bengal society. The present government of Bengal has failed the women folk. Bengal should again be brought back to its pristine glory, where women had their own respectable place in society. That has been lost. They are scared. They are scared of gundas. This has been created by a government which is insensitive to this issue.
And to get more on this, we have Tanushka joining us from Kolkata. Tanushka, as a mark of solidarity today on Raksha Bandhan, what the doctors are now saying that they are going to celebrate the festival with black Rakhis. Do remember earlier on they were wearing black bands in a message that was being put out as a message of protest against the cruelty and the brutality with which the trainee doctor in Kolkata was murdered and raped. Tanushka, take us through the demands that are being made as far as the doctors are concerned. Today here in Delhi, doctors are saying that they're going to be performing OPD services. They're going to be freely giving OPD services, and that on the streets of the national capital.
In Delhi, that's what is happening rightly. So Divya, in Kolkata, also the black Rakhi to mark the day black as a sign of protest. The BJP will be carrying out, Rakhi celebrations, or rather a form of protest in the form of tying black Rakhis at various different locations across the city. I am currently in College Street. This is a very busy area, and it's known to be a student-based area with a lot of bookstores here and major colleges here as well. There's the main campus of the Calcutta University here, the Presidency College, and of course the Calcutta Medical College as well. So this is the epicenter for students, wherein the BJP will shortly hold a protest led by BJP leader Agnimitra Paul. And this protest will be symbolic by tying black Rakhis to mark the day black, to represent the fact the gruesome murder and rape of this young 31-year-old trainee doctor at RG Kar Medical Hospital. Protests, we know, has broken out all over the country at this point. As you mentioned, that at the AIIMS Resident Doctors Association will be giving out free OPD and elective services outside Nirban Bhavan. Similarly, in Kolkata as well, this black Rakhi protest will also be carried out. And what we also know is that the Central Bureau of Investigation has called in the former principal of the RG Kar Medical Hospital, Sandeep Ghosh, for a 4th consecutive day into questioning. So he's just been called in by the CBI for questioning and interrogation yet again. And amidst all of this, the BJP is holding protests, whereas the TMC and TMC MP Saket Gokhale is also claiming that, in these protests, these genuine protests are being blocked or being hijacked by the BJP and the BJP leaders. This is what TMC MP Saket Gokhale claims. And so a lot of political tussle also, a lot of political dialogue also going on between both these political parties in Kolkata over this rape and murder case.
Tanushka, and you spoke about solidarity, and that is what we are seeing in the form of That's what we are seeing in the form of 70 Padma awardee doctors who have written to the Prime Minister asking for his personal intervention when it comes to the matter of healthcare workers being provided security and safety. They're demanding, in fact, there are 5 things that are being demanded in that letter that's been written to the Prime Minister, which includes doctors, who have won that Padma award. We are talking about them seeking personal intervention to see justice is done in the brutal rape and murder of the resident doctor in the hospital in Kolkata. As the head of our nation is what the letter has gone on to say. We implore you to immediately and personally intervene and address this alarming situation. Such acts of brutality shake the very foundation and service by medical professionals. And this was a letter that was signed by the chairman of the Fortis Escorts Heart Institute, Dr. Ashok Seth, the former director of AIMS, Dr. Randeep Guleria, the founder of Mahajan Imaging, Dr. Harsh Mahajan. Let's just listen in to Dr. Mahajan.
Padma awardees who've been honored by the government over the last few decades got together and have written to our Prime Minister Modi to actually take personal interest in this matter to see that the culprits are brought to book and get the strictest possible punishment. Also, what we have requested is that a new separate law for protection of doctors, healthcare professionals and healthcare institutions be brought in very quickly.
So the doctors have put forth 5 demands in that letter to the Prime Minister, including stricter enforcement of existing laws, harsher and time-bound punishment for perpetrators of sexual violence, enhanced safety measures in hospitals and medical institutions, enactment and implementation of a special law when it comes to protection of healthcare workers, and the 5th and the harshest possible punishment as far as the violence against healthcare workers is concerned. So all that has been put in a letter that was signed by 70 Padma awardee doctors in that letter to the Prime Minister asking for his personal intervention. Do remember that the RDA, the Resident Doctor Association of AIMS, has also written to the Prime Minister asking for his intervention in the matter. So these are live visuals coming on your screen. As far as the protest that continues with doctors uniting across the country in their demand for justice, asking for stricter punishment, asking for safer environment when it comes to their place of work, safety measures that have so many lapses that have been highlighted in the course of the last 10 days in regard to not having assigned toilets as far as trainee doctors are concerned, not having places to take a break. Food is a problem because they work long hours, they work overnight, they have odd hour shifts. And of course, there you can see women tying that black band on the arm as a sign of protest, a sign of solidarity against the brutality that was faced by that 31-year-old doctor in the hospital when she was allegedly raped. It is the family that has asked for justice. The family has gone on to claim that they have lost trust when it comes to the government of Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal. And it is Hardeep Puri who's gone on to put out a message on X saying that the rape and slaughter of a promising young doctor in a Kolkata hospital reflects the abject failure of the state government, while attempts to politicize the ghastly crime and measures to silence the voices of protesters reflect its possible complicity with the perpetrator. So it is the BJP hitting out at the West Bengal government, and of course within the government itself, it is a TMC versus a TMC. We have heard Kunal Ghosh calling out fellow party leader Sukhwindu, we are talking about Sukhwindu Sekhar Ray, for demanding the questioning of the Commissioner of Police in connection with the rape and murder of the trainee doctor. Let's just listen into what Kunal Ghosh had to say.
आज ऑनरेबल MP सुखेंदु शेखर राय जी जो ट्वीट किया, पुलिस कमिश्नर को कस्टोडियल इंटरोगेशन चाहिए, ये जो डिमांड है इसको हम अपोज कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि
the symbolic key was handed over to the Chief Minister by the President of India. And then we started the mobile Rajbhavan, Amne Samne, anybody can meet the governor. I take delight in the fact. You know why? Who appoints the governor? The governor is appointed by the President, yes. But who gave the President the sanction to appoint the governor? The people. The Constitution. The Constitution of India says the preamble. We, the people of India, give it ourselves this Constitution. We, the people of India, give to ourselves this constitution. There never has been, there never will be more potent an assertion of the people's will. Therefore, if it is the people who appoints the governor, governor's first duty is to the people. Second duty is to the people. Third duty is to the people. I am with you. I am for you. We will work together. We will certainly work together till we win. As Vivekananda said, arise, awake, stop not till you reach your goal. We will reach your goal. I know the goal is far, the road is long, but the march is on. We will certainly reach our destination. I am with you. I am for you. Let's work together. Thank you.
Well, it is the governor of West Bengal who has in fact sought a meeting here in the national capital. He will be here in the evening meeting with Amit Shah as well as JP Nada, the health minister, raising issues when it comes to the safety and security and also the investigation as far as the Kolkata rape and murder case of the trainee doctor is concerned. Do remember that it is the CBI that's taken charge of the case, and today is the fourth day of questioning, and that is when the former principal of the college has also been called in and is being questioned by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Now, questions are being raised as far as the police handling of the cases since the case started about 10 days ago. Now, the West Bengal governor, like we mentioned, will be here in order to raise those questions and queries as well. But it is the family raising many questions, and now they seem to have lost faith when it comes to the government of West Bengal. They have gone on to say that earlier they did have trust and faith, but now, since the investigation now has been taken over by the CBI, they seem to be losing faith when it comes to Mamata Banerjee's government. Listen in.
मेरे संग अभी डिसीज के फैमिली हैं, डिसीज के पिताजी मेरे साथ मौजूद हैं अभी। शुक्रिया हमें ज्वाइन करने के लिए। आप हमें ये बताएं कि मतलब सीबीआई अब तक 7 दिन हो गए हैं, सीबीआई इन्वेस्टिगेशन अभी भी जारी है और जो फॉर्मर प्रिंसिपल हैं अस्पताल के, उन्हें बार बार क्वेश्चनिंग में भी लाया जा रहा है। ये सब से आपका क्या अंडरस्टैंडिंग है अभी सिचुएशन का? हम लोग तो दिखता है कि वो तो सीबीआई कोशिश कर रहा है, कलकत्ता पुलिस जैसा कोशिश नहीं किया था, ये तो कोशिश कर रहा है। ये तो कोशिश पूरा ना जानने से बगैर कैसे किसको ये जो दुष्कर्म जिसने किया है कैसे निकलेगा, ये हाल निकालने का कोशिश कर रहा है। ये कोई बारे में हमका कोई बात नहीं है। इन्वेस्टिगेशन को लेकर और जिस हिसाब से सब कुछ हुआ, जो सब बाहर आ रहा है, आपको कोई भी फाउल प्ले लग रहा है? इसके बारे में क्या बोले, इसके बारे में कुछ नहीं बोल सकते। आपकी बेटी, आपने कहा कि एक डायरी मेंटेन करती थी, तो उस डायरी का एक छेड़ा हुआ पेज का छवि मेरे पास है। तो वो छवि में ऐसा क्या है और वो डायरी जनरली क्या मेंटेन करती है? साथ सीबीआई के साथ बात हुआ, उसको बताने के लिए मना किया है। जी जी जी। तो वो डायरी अभी भी है आपके पास? नहीं, हमका पास नहीं है। वो तो कॉलेज में ही था, उसका बैग में ही रहते थे। हम लोग उसका कभी कभी देखने का कोशिश कर रहे थे, उसका हमने ले लेते थे, छीन के ले लेते थे। तो आपकी बेटी जो है, अभी इतना उम्र हो गया, हम उसका पर्सनल डायरी किस लिए देखें? लेकिन जो हम लोगों से बात 1 घंटा आध घंटा जो बात होता था रात में, वो उसका जो दिक्कत होता है बोलता था। दिक्कत जैसे कि? दिक्कत जैसे जो पेशेंट के लिए, जो बापी ऐसा पेशेंट था, आज हम एकदम नींद नहीं गया, पूरा खाना नहीं मिला, सारा दिन में खाने का टाइम नहीं मिला, ये सब बोलते थे। और अस्पताल में वैसे उनकी पढ़ाई को लेकर के भी कोई प्रॉब्लम्स या फिर उनकी थीसिस वगैरह जो लिख रही थी या गोल्ड मेडल की जो प्रेपरेशन कर रही थी, इन जनरल अस्पताल में सेफ्टी एनवायरनमेंट कैसा था, इसके बारे में उन्होंने कभी कुछ बोला? देखिए, आपको जब आपका पिता माता जो काम में भेजा, आप पिता माता तो आपका भी है, काम में जाता है, जब रास्ते में रहता है उसका दिक्कत रहता है, जब काम में ऑफिस में घुस जाता है तब आपको उसको दिक्कत बहुत कम हो जाता है। हम की एक पिता होने के नाते ये तो जानता है, आपका पिता भी जानता है। और जो बात होता था फ़ोन में माँ के साथ ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बात, हम तो काम में रहते हैं सारे दिन में, हमारा साथ बात बहुत कम होता है। पर वही कि काम के जगह में ऐसा हो गया। ये तो मेरा यही, जो जिसका पास हम लड़की को भेजा है उसने मेरा लड़की का सेफ्टी नहीं दे पाया। सबसे ये दुख में हम लोग का दुख का बात है। हम जब लड़की को स्कूल में भेज देता, स्कूल का गेट के अंदर जब चला जाता बस हम आ जाते हैं, हम बाइक के बस बिठा के लेके ले जाते, गेट के अंदर छोड़ के वो कहाँ जाते थे, कहाँ क्लास है हम नहीं जानते थे।
जानने का जरूरत नहीं पड़ता ना, किसी को नहीं जरूरत पड़ता है, वैसे ही था, और क्या बोले.
The father there saying that the CBI is at least making an effort, something that the Kolkata police wasn't even putting in that effort to, investigate the matter. Well, it is now the counsel for the victim who has also spoken with NDTV saying that the role of the Chief Minister in the state of West Bengal is very condemnable. Let's listen in.
You see, the role of the Chief Minister in the state of West Bengal is very condemnable role. Wherever there is a rape, she wants to immediately get into the contact of the victim family, pay them money and then say that everything is over. Unfortunately, she has fixed up rate card for the rape victims. Under the law, they are entitled to get compensation, but that should wait till the investigation is over. Her attempt is to purchase the witnesses. That attempt was made in this case also. The parents of the victim girl, they have formally refused it because they didn't like to be a part of the game played by the Chief Minister. On the contrary, they had given us the authority to move the court. We have moved the court and we got the investigation transferred to CBI. Now CBI is under the control of investigation. CBI has to submit a report to the High Court. Then we shall consider that and proceed further.
Right. We also have Saurabh Gupta joining us. Saurabh, of course, we heard the family first and the lawyer of the victim all pointing fingers at Mamata Banerjee's government, as is the BJP, while it is the TMC going on to say that this is just a plot to basically topple the government.
Well, let me specifically pick up what Mr. Bikash Ranjan Bhattacharya said, and of course he's a very senior lawyer and a very well-respected lawyer in the Calcutta High Court. But when it comes to compensation of rape victims, the guidelines are very clear. And if I go to the WCD site, nic.in, the National Legal Services Authority, a simple Google search will tell you that 2 lakh shall be awarded and paid to the victim as expeditiously as possible. So this is of course a guideline by the WCD and positively within 2 months. So this is of course something that the guidelines say. Now obviously here the Chief Minister says she's offered compensation to the family. We are also being given to understand the family did not accept it, but there is a guideline that very clearly says, it is on the WCD site and it is the National Legal Services Authority guideline, which clearly says 2 lakh shall be awarded and paid to the victim as expeditiously as possible and positively within 2 months. So obviously, there is going to be again legal, arguments on this. Mr. Bikash Ranjan Bhattacharya in his bite has said that, they should wait till the investigation is over. But the guideline here very clearly says 2 lakh shall be awarded and paid to the victim as expeditiously as possible. So clearly the interpretation of the guideline seems to be differing as far as Mr. Bikash Ranjan Bhattacharya is concerned and the government is concerned. But the guideline of the WCD.nic.in is of course very clear, which is the National Legal Services Authority guideline on compensation to rape victims. And this is of course something that we are talking about. But again, there are a lot of legal details in this that needs to be looked at, and this of course is something that is we are likely to see a legal sort of argument on this, on when compensation should be paid or how it should be paid, or whether paying compensation to a rape victim is amounting to trying to suppress facts or hush up the case. All of these are questions that are in the public domain, but the guidelines are very clear, and that is something that perhaps also will now see legal argument, given the kind of allegation that Mr. Bikash Ranjan Bhattacharya, who's a senior advocate, who's a very senior lawyer and a respected lawyer in the Calcutta High Court, is raising.
Right. Definitely, Saurabh, we will keep coming back to you for more on that. And of course, the blame game that continues as far as the TMC, within the TMC is concerned regarding, the questioning of the police commissioner. And also, it is the BJP hitting out at the TMC for the handling
of the matter. Well, more news coming in, and this is in regard to the Pune Porsche hit-and-run case in which the 17-year-old minor accused who allegedly ran over two IT professionals with his speeding Porsche car in the Kalyani Nagar area of Pune on the 19th of May this year has been given a punishment by the JJB of assisting the traffic police for 15 days. The minor accused of killing those two people after ramming his Porsche car in a drunken state into that motorcycle on the 19th of May has undergone a 15-day safe driving program as mandated by the court. Do remember that he is out on bail. The two IT professionals from Madhya Pradesh were killed in that accident, and that triggered a massive outrage nationwide, partly because of the accused getting bail from the JJB, the Juvenile Justice Board, on lenient terms, and due to a police probe finding attempts by his family and some doctors to cover up that crime. While being released on bail by the JJB, among the conditions placed on him was writing a 300-word essay on road accidents as well as taking help of the RTO to study traffic rules and regulations. And that is what had sparked that huge outrage amongst people, that he was let off very easily and very leniently, and which is when it was the case that had come up due to that outrage that was sparked due to that 300-word to be precise essay on road safety. So now he has been asked to assist the traffic police for the next 15 days. That is what has now come out of that case. So he has been given a punishment by the Juvenile Justice Board for assisting the traffic police for 15 days. This is after he's undergone a 15-day safe driving program as was mandated by the court. And with that, we're slipping into a very short break. We will be back with the very latest on the other side. Do stay with us.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Soren. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity."
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Soren. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections.
Welcome back. Now is Chief Minister Siddaramaiah challenging the governor's sanction for a probe into the MUDA scam in the Karnataka High Court. It is senior advocate and Congress functionary Kapil Sibal that will be appearing for Siddaramaiah today. If that case is coming up today afternoon, or it could also be tomorrow. While it is Abhishek Manu Singhvi who will be representing the party, that's the Congress MLA and Chief Minister's legal advisor, has gone on to say that the legal team has prepared a petition challenging the sanction, arguing that the governor approved it without any probe as far as the agency's report is concerned, establishing a prima facie case. So let's just go across to my colleague Pratibha, who's joining us from Bengaluru. Pratibha, it is the BJP saying and demanding basically the resignation of Siddaramaiah, or Siddaramaiah has gone on to say that he's done nothing wrong and in fact is calling the governor a puppet.
He had given a complaint earlier. Mr. Yediyurappa was behind the even with
demanding the resignation. Is that the reason BJP leaders here, whoever we have asked for the
Right, of course. So he has gone on to say that the governor is nothing but a puppet in the hands of the centre and the BJP, and this is politically motivated. He has got support of the Congress party backing him thoroughly, and of course, we also heard the Deputy Chief Minister of the state, D.K. Shiv Kumar, saying this is unconstitutional, it's undemocratic, and saying that he is supporting Siddaramaiah all the way. Of course, that resignation question that is being raised by the BJP is something which Siddaramaiah has gone on to say, what is it that I have done? It should be the governor who should be arrested, is what he's saying. He should be the one whose resignation should be he should be the one resigning, and it's not him who should be resigning. What is it that he's really done? So to get more on this, in fact, we have my colleague Sunil joining us. Sunil taking us through, when it comes to the case that's going to be coming up. Either it's going to be coming up this afternoon, or Sunil, it could also be pushed to tomorrow.
Yeah, it depends on the Chief Justice of India, but definitely
They have challenged the sanction of prosecution that has been given by the governor. And we'll have to wait and see what the Karnataka High Court does on this matter. As I said, and I've been saying this right from the day when this entire issue happened, this is going to be fought politically as well as legally. Politically on the streets of Karnataka, as we've seen the protests that have taken place. Legally, they are going to challenge this decision at the Karnataka High Court and then subsequently in the Supreme Court, because they feel that the governor has acted in a manner in which to attempt to destabilize a democratically elected government. They say there's a clear pattern that is taking place, be it in Karnataka or you've seen it across at least 10 states where the BJP has attempted to destabilize government. So it's in that context that there is a political as well as a legal challenge. We'll have to wait and see what happens and how it plays out in the court in the next either today or tomorrow.
Well, Sunil, the case involves allegations that there were irregularities. This regards to 14 plots of land in Mysuru to Siddaramaia's wife by the MUDA. This is the scam that, regarding, it's not just 1 or 2 properties, but this revolves around 14 plots of land.
That's right. It dates back to the 2020 about land that was taken by Mysore Urban Development Authority. And in lieu of that, because of the the fact that they had taken certain land that was owned by them, to ensure that on that basis they have given another allotment. So it's and this of course is prime commercial land of the Mysore Urban Development Authority, not only to Siddaramaiah, a host of BJP as well as important Lingayat leaders as well as organizations. So it's in that context that when this came to light, Mr. Siddaramaiah said that I'm ready to even cancel it, provided the money is given back. But definitely there is what exactly it has to be done, whether there was an illegality by the Chief Minister, because he has not signed any file in this case. How is he to be prosecuted? These are issues which need to be looked at in its entirety. We'll wait and see how the Karnataka High Court as well as the Supreme Court looks at the entire case.
Right, Sunil, we also have Pratibha joining us. Pratibha, of course, is the Congress party attacking the governor's move, citing protocol that requires consent as far as prosecution is concerned in corruption cases against the chief minister, that it is the state police chief that needs to be involved first. They need to seek the approval, and that needs to be granted by the state police chief first, and that is a legality that they are also pointing towards.
Well, yes, the Congress has been going against the governor and has been trying to look at the legal options there without following protocol, is what they've said or alleged against the governor in terms of issuing the permission for prosecution. I have with me several BJP leaders who have been staging protests against the Congress government relentlessly, claiming the resignation of the chief minister. So, your protest comes at a time when the Congress government has been levelling allegations against the governor for not following protocol and have also tapped the doors of the Karnataka High Court.
See, Mr. Governor has perfectly followed what is the best land of the law. There was a private complaint against Mr. Siddaramaiah, very strong private complaint. So Mr. Governor asked Mr. Siddaramaiah, CM Siddaramaiah, to justify his stand. So Mr. Siddaramaiah has completely failed to justify his stand and his position. So Mr. Governor has asked for the further investigation on that, which is perfectly fine, perfectly legal. So why should Mr. Siddaramaiah be scared of the proper investigation? So it's a completely baseless allegation of Mr. Siddaramaiah.
In fact, the Congress leaders have also gone on to show that there has already been a protocol that has been put in place where it claims that it has to be the DGP of Karnataka who needs to first approach the governor. If not, there needs to be an inquiry report that needs to prove the allegation, and that based on which the governor has to work on this. In this case, both of them seem to be disappearing from this, and also you are basing the permission for prosecution based on a complaint that has been filed by a private individual.
Yeah, see, earlier also there was a complaint by an individual. So that is the time when Mr. Bharadwaj, who was the governor then during the Congress Act, UPA government was there in the center. So without even giving an notice, without even asking for an explanation, Mr. Yediyurappa, then the Chief Minister, was arrested. Now the current governor is not doing that. He asked for an explanation, he asked for the documents. So a thief cannot dictate how the inquiry should be done. So Mr. Siddaramaiah cannot dictate how my inquiry should be done. His only job is to justify and give the documents and prove that he is innocent. Since he is unable to do that, he is trying to tell that you need to do the investigation in a particular way, which is not possible, which is not as per the land of the law.
What are your demands with this protest?
Our demand is very simple. Mr. Siddaramaiah should step down from the chief ministership. New chief minister should come so that a free and proper investigation can be conducted.
So that was Mr. Arvind Bellat, senior BJP leader, demanding the resignation of the chief minister, claiming that this is serious allegation there and that it is the onus lies on the chief minister to prove his innocence, and if not, he needs to definitely step down. Back to you.
Right, so Pratibha, of course, that case that's coming up in High Court with, of course, Siddaramaiah, challenging that order by the governor, giving his nod as far as the prosecution of the Chief Minister is concerned. Take us through in context with 14 plots of land in Mysuru that were given to Siddaramaiah's wife by the MUDA. Take us through, were there 14 plots in all? Because that's what reports are suggesting, that it was more than what, one was expecting at first.
In fact, the entire allegation revolves around 3.16 acres of land that was initially purchased by the brother-in-law of Siddaramaiah and was gifted to the wife of Siddaramaiah in 2010 to 2015. But the allegations are that this initially was a denotified land with forged documents. The brother-in-law has purchased this when the land was initially already given to MUDA by a family there at Kesari village near Mysore. This is one part of the allegation. The other part of the allegation is the compensation that has been provided. Now, this compensation order came during the BJP's regime, but what has been the BJP's point of contention is that the compensation given in the form of 14 plots there do not really commiserate with the 3.16 acres of land, because it is a high-value property that has been given in return for something that is of lower value, and that is definitely should not be the case, and that is definitely because of the misuse of power exercised by Siddaramaiah there. However, this has been denied vehemently by Siddaramaiah, claiming that this was going by the order that was initially provided during the BJP's regime. In fact, you can see the BJP leaders here who have been claiming that this is definitely not justified. The BJP's regime order was something that was in line with the property's value, and here what has been done in line with the MUDA commissioner there is Siddaramaiah, who's been misusing his power, and time and again they have been staging protests, not just in the form of protests like this at Vidhan Soda, but also inside the assembly during the recent assembly session, also carrying out a protest march of sorts from Bengaluru to Mysuru. These are the kind of protests that were already witnessed in Karnataka, and in the meantime, yes, taking cognizance of this based on a private complaint, based on 3 complainants there, the governor has taken this decision after getting due justification from the CM himself as well, and using his wisdom has provided this permission for prosecution. We'll have to wait to see how this plays out at the court.
Right, Pratibha joining us where the BJP actually is staging that protest as far as, the action that Siddaramaiah is taking in the case. He is moving the High Court in order to take up the matter. He said that he'll be hugely fighting this out, saying he's done nothing wrong. This is politically motivated. Pratibha, also the Congress there that has planned that protest against this move by the governor.
That's right. Ever since the permission for prosecution came about from the governor's office and was communicated to the chief minister's office, all the Congress leaders have been huddled into a meeting, claiming that all of them stand with the chief minister, Siddaramaiah, and that there would be absolutely no call for resignation there by Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. In the meantime, they've also said that they would not just be fighting this at the judicial courts, but will also be taking all of this to statements that were made by the Congress leaders then, and that is precisely why the Congress has planned its protests today in different pockets of Karnataka. In fact, these protests were witnessed ever since the permission sanction came about from the governor's office as well, because we did see Congress loyalists and Siddaramaiah loyalists staging protests in different pockets of Karnataka, from Bidar to Mysuru. And now, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, has announced that there would be statewide protests that would be held by Congress leaders in different pockets of Karnataka. Today, D.K. Shivkumar would also be leading one such protest at Freedom Park in Bengaluru. Back to you.
Right, thank you so much, Pratibha. We will keep coming back to you to cover this story, whether it's a protest that's being held by the BJP or the protest that's being held by the Congress, and of course that case that's coming up in the High Court at about 2:30 in the afternoon. Moving on to more news now, and according to reports, the case involving, as far as this is in regard, let's just get you the suspense as far as former Jharkhand Chief Minister Champai Soren's next move is concerned after his arrival in the national capital. It is the BJP that took to social media in order to welcome him to the NDA family. Now, it is Champai Soren who has gone on to say that he was humiliated, he was sidelined, and which is why he felt insulted, and that is why he felt the need to leave his own party. Now, it is in fact what really is being said is that it was Jitin Ram Manji who took to social media saying that it is Champai Soren who's been a tiger and will always remain one. Let's just listen in to what Champai Soren had to say.
देखिए, ये झारखंड मुक्ति मोर्चा का अंदरूनी मामला है। इस पे कोई इंडिया गठबंधन को कोई विशेष करके इसमें कोई भी पक्ष विपक्ष रखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। वो उनके अंदरूनी मामले हैं और वो बेहतर तरीके से हेमंत सोरेन जी अच्छे संगठनकर्ता भी हैं और अच्छे मुख्यमंत्री भी रहे हैं और आज भी अच्छे मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में काम कर रहे हैं। तो उनको काफ़ी गहरा अनुभव है और गुरुजी के पुत्र हैं, इसलिए राजनीति की सभी बारीकियां समझते हैं, जानते हैं और उनके अंदरूनी मामले हैं, तो उस पर विशेष कुछ मुझे कहने की आवश्यकता नहीं है।
ये सब मीडिया का अफवाह है, अटकलबाजी है। दिल्ली पहुंचते ही उन्होंने कहा कि मैं निजी दौरे पर आया हूं, बेटी से मिलने आया हूं। आप लोगों ने यह भी दिखाया कि 5-7 विधायक उनके साथ हैं, 14 विधायक हैं। आपने एक भी विधायक का नाम हमको बता दीजिए जो उनके साथ अभी आए हैं। गठबंधन ने उनको सदैव सम्मान देने का काम किया है। हमको नहीं लग रहा है वह इस सम्मान को छोड़ के और अपनी जो शुरू से जिस पार्टी में है वह छोड़ के कहीं जाने वाले हैं।
Aishwarya joining us to get us more on this. Aishwarya, it is the BJP there claiming that it wasn't them who reached out to Champai Soren, but it was the other way around.
Well, two of the main factors that are emerging as far as Mr. Champai Soren is concerned. Number one, when he was the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, there were multiple occasions when he was stopped to go to his official visits and official programs by the Soren family. On the other side, it was also one of the triggering point when he was asking for ticket from the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha for his son, but the source indicated that he was denied, and Mr. Champai Soren, who had been a mass leader and a tribal leader himself, which puts influence on almost 14 of the assembly seats over there in a tribal belt, had a bitter humiliation, faced bitter humiliation from the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha itself. And therefore, the reason perhaps the distance between the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha top leadership and Mr. Champai Soren had increased for the last couple of months, when he was forced to resign after Hemant Soren came out from the jail on a bail and he took over as the Chief Minister. In fact, the sources also indicated that at that point of time, Mr. Champai Soren was forced to resign from the assembly, and no one from the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha even came to walk along with him to the gates of the Jharkhand Legislative Assembly. And that resulted to a distance that increased between the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha senior leadership and him, and therefore the reason he perhaps visited to West Bengal and came to Delhi. Now, the top BJP leadership had indicated that there are almost 6 of the Congress MLAs which are also in touch. His son Babulal Soren is in touch with the senior leadership of the Bharatiya Janata Party, although it has been also stated to us by the sources that Babulal Soren himself had contacted the senior leadership of the Bharatiya Janata Party, rather the BJP had not approached them, and also they have adopted a wait and watch policy as to what decision Mr. Champai Soren has to take. Now, he had already stated that he had 3 options in front of himself. One, to form his own political party. Second, to retire. And third, to join some of the political party that can take him forward. And that's where the Bharatiya Janata Party had come in a picture. Now, it remains to be seen what happens today or tomorrow. Amit Shah is not in Delhi. He will be visiting and coming back to the national capital, whether there would be senior leadership who will be meeting Champai Soren or not, and when he will be inducted. But BJP is wholeheartedly welcoming him, as Mr. Jitam Ram Majhi also pointed out that he welcomes to the NDA family, and he will be the tiger for them.
Right, with Champai, with the BJP saying that it wasn't the BJP that reached out to him, but it was his son that reached out to the BJP leaders. Thank you so much, Ashwarya, for joining us with those details. And now a student has been arrested for putting out a post against Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of West Bengal, on a social media post. She's gone on to say that what happened to Indira Gandhi should happen to Mamata Banerjee. So this is a girl who has now been arrested because of that statement that she put out, that comment that she put out on social media. And to get more on this, we have Saurabh joining us. Saurabh, Kirti Sharma has now been arrested for posting a message on social media encouraging people to assassinate the Chief Minister of West Bengal. So a complaint has been received to the fact that the accused person on Instagram uploaded stories related to the incident recently that took place at the KG Kar hospital, disclosing the picture and the identity of the victim, which is very much offensive in nature. And at the same time, the accused person also shared 2 stories against the Chief Minister containing offensive comments and life threats to her, as well as very much provocative language that was used, provocative in nature, and may create social unrest anytime and promote hatred amongst the community. So the investigation into the case is in progress. She had posted, "Shoot Mamata Banerjee like Indira Gandhi," is the message that she put out on her social media account, and this post was flagged by several Trinamool supporters to the police, and that has led to the arrest of Kirti Sharma, who put out a message saying that the same should be done to Mamata Banerjee as what was done to Indira Gandhi, that they need to shoot the Chief Minister of West Bengal like they shot the Prime Minister at the time we're talking about Indira Gandhi. Well, with that, we're slipping into a short break. Back with a whole lot more on the other side. Do stay with us.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Sharad. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate, let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Soren. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Soren. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and
hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV. I'm Aditi Bhardwaj, and let's take a look at the top stories that we are tracking this hour. And with this moment, we're also tracking a breaking news that is coming in. But before that, let's take a look at the top headlines. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah moves High Court in the MUDA scam. Hearing likely this afternoon. Karnataka's Chief Minister challenges governors not to prosecute him. MUDA scam, I beg your pardon. BJP and Congress will are holding protests in the alleged MUDA scam. And in the Kolkata rape and murder case, chorus for justice grows as doctors continue to protest Pan India. A minor scuffle was also reported at the SSKM hospital in Kolkata. AIIMS Delhi resident doctors will protest in front of Health Ministry and will provide free OPD services on road during their protest. Also, day 4 of RG Kar ex-principal's CBI questioning underway. Student arrested for social media post against West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. The social media post threatened to assassinate Bengal Chief Minister. NDA's lateral entry move sparks row. LOP Rahul Gandhi calls it an attack on backward classes. Rahul Gandhi says the BJP wants to destroy the constitution and reservation meant for Dalits and backward classes. Meanwhile, the centre has defended its move and said that it was the UPA first which brought the lateral entry move, and it also emphasized that it will make governance more transparent. The JMM-led ruling alliance in Jharkhand is grappling with a crisis after JMM senior leader and former Chief Minister Champai Soren, who reached Delhi amid speculation that he was ready to cross over to the BJP, said he had been humiliated by the JMM and was now left with 3 options: to retire, start a new party or join another party. And the Triple Talaq case hearing is underway in the top court, where the centre has filed a fresh affidavit. And in that affidavit, the government has defended its move to criminalise Triple Talaq. Government, in its fresh affidavit in the Supreme Court, has defended the move of criminalising Triple Talaq, and it said that Triple Talaq is fatal for any marriage, as marriage is a social institution, and giving Triple Talaq to anybody would hamper the safety and security of women, any women, be it Muslim or Hindu. Meanwhile, the centre has also said that it also makes the condition of Muslim women pathetic, and hence banning the Triple Talaq practice by the centre has been hailed by all. My colleague Sunil Prabhu is also joining me for more details. Sunil, scrapping of the practice has been one of the main planks of the BJP, and now it's defending it in top court as well.
That's right. This is because there is a challenge to the Triple Talaq, bill that had been passed, and it's in that context there's been a lot of to and fro, and the centre, of course, it's stating its stated policy. This is something that was debated in Parliament. It was an important issue where a lot of back and forth had taken place, but this was definitely seen as a big victory, in particular for Muslim women, so as to safeguard the interest to get maintenance from their husbands when Triple Talaq took place. So it's in that context that the centre has defended the constitutional validity of the Triple Talaq.
Now, the centre has been time and again defending it, but the Congress and the opposition parties have said that this is a historic mistake that the centre has done.
Well, I think there has been a lot of back and forth about certain safeguards that were required to be done. That ultimately was answered, and there were a lot of amendments that were required to be done on the floor of the House, which you saw, and that itself helped the government as well as the Congress to find some kind of support bipartisan, which was ultimately the test of the day. So there has been back and forth, but there's no doubt about it that crucial amendments were required, which were taking place, and that's how the triple talaq bill was passed. But having said that, it is definitely something that the centre was expected to defend, and now it has filed an affidavit. When the Supreme Court hears it, it will definitely come clean on the entire issue.
Now, Sunil, even the Muslim Personal Law Board has been opposing this, saying that this was a practice that was there for decades and the women did not object. However, the centre has said that it was the Muslim women who demanded that triple talaq practice should be banned, and now the centre is stating the same in the top court.
That's right. As you rightly pointed out, the centre is defending the top court. There has been a whole host of issues in terms of Muslim rights and Muslim women, and it's in that backdrop that the centre has, in a stated affidavit, defended once again, because this is under a constitutional challenge, to reiterate to the Supreme Court that this had been a well thought out process, and that's how they went about it.
Right. Thank you so much, Sunil Prabhu, for joining us, and we will be getting you more minute-to-minute updates what's happening inside the courtroom, where centre has filed a fresh affidavit defending its move to criminalize triple talaq. Now shifting our focus to what's happening in Karnataka over the alleged MUDA scam. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has challenged Governor Thawarchand Gehlot's sanction for a probe into the alleged MUDA scam in the Karnataka High Court. The court is likely to hear the matter today. Karnataka Chief Minister has alleged that the governor is acting like a puppet in the hands of the central government. However, the governor maintains that he only approved the probe against the Chief Minister, as he was satisfied that there is ample and credible proof against the Chief Minister of Karnataka. Meanwhile, the BJP and Congress are holding protest in Bengaluru over the alleged MUDA scam. The BJP demands CM's resignation in order to ensure that the probe is done in a fair manner. However, Congress and Karnataka Chief Minister have refused and made it clear that the Karnataka Chief Minister will not resign, as this is a political witch hunt that has been orchestrated by the BJP and the central government, as they have been misusing the central agencies to topple opposition-ruled government in the states. My colleague Sunil Prabhu and Pratibha Raman are also joining me for more on this. Sunil, if I can come to you first, and Pratibha, if I can come to you first. The protests are happening in Bengaluru. The BJP is demanding that the Chief Minister should resign, but the Congress says that this is just a political witch hunt again by the BJP to target the Congress party in government. Pratibha, yes, please.
Yes, we have the BJP leaders here who are staging protests, claiming that this is absolute baseless allegation that has been levelled by the Congress government there. All of them here claiming that there are serious allegations when it comes to the MUDA scam, and this definitely makes it imperative for the Chief Minister to submit his resignation there. While the Congress has been tapping the High Court's doors in order to challenge this permission that has been given by the Governor in terms of prosecution, and has also levelled allegations against the Governor for not following proper protocol there. I have with me senior BJP by tapping the doors of the High Court, and I've also said that the Governor is acting at the behest of the BJP.
Do I have to?
देखिए, मैं एक बात कांग्रेस पार्टी को याद दिलाना चाहूँगा, ये आरोप हमने नहीं लगाए हैं, ये आरोप जो है आरटीआई एक्ट के तहत आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट ने जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स कलेक्ट किए इससे उन एक्टिविस्ट ने कंप्लेंट फाइल किया है, और ये आरटीआई तो वही है जिसका हमेशा श्रेय सोनिया गांधी जी, उनकी वजह से आरटीआई एक्ट 2005 में आया है, और ये देश के लिए गेम चेंजर हुआ है। उसी गेम चेंजर के अंतर्गत ये डॉक्यूमेंट कलेक्ट किए गए हैं, और राज्य सरकार ने खुद ये डॉक्यूमेंट एक्टिविस्ट को दिए हैं। उन आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट ने कोर्ट में भी गए हैं और राज्यपाल के पास भी गए हैं, और राज्यपाल ने अपने संविधान का पालन करते हुए, माननीय राज्यपाल जी ने उनका पूरा स्टडी किया, अध्ययन किया। ओपिनियन लेने के बाद में संविधान की आवश्यकता के अनुसार उनका अपना कर्तव्य उन्होंने सैंक्शन किया है, क्योंकि भ्रष्टाचार की शिकायत आने के बाद में राज्यपाल अगर उसको दबाते हैं तो ये संविधान का उल्लंघन हुआ। तो संविधान का पालन करते हुए जिस संविधान की बात हमेशा राहुल गांधी और सोनिया गांधी जी करते रहे हैं, उसी संविधान के अंतर्गत ये लीगल ओपिनियन लेने के बाद में राज्यपाल महोदय ने इसके लिए सैंक्शन दिया है। मैं समझता हूँ
allegation leveled by the Congress claiming that it has to be the DGP of Karnataka or it has to be an inquiry report based on which the governor must issue a sanction or permission for sanction for prosecution. But in this case, it is a private complaint by an individual.
देखिए, प्राइवेट कंप्लेंट तो है, लेकिन सरकारी दस्तावेजों के आधार पर है और ये संविधान के तहत राज्यपाल उन पर विवेक पर छोड़ा जाना चाहिए कि वो क्या कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि वो कभी गलत कर नहीं सकते। संविधान की शपथ ली हुई है तो उनकी बात का आदर करना चाहिए और पहले भी ऐसे उदाहरण हैं। और क्योंकि जो मॉरल हाई ग्राउंड जो लेते हैं सोनिया गांधी जी और राहुल गांधी जी, उन मॉरल हाई ग्राउंड को देखते हुए उनका कि कांग्रेस की छवि एक मुख्यमंत्री के लिए बलिदान नहीं की जा सकती और सिद्धरामैया जी कोई व्यक्ति हैं, उनके पर व्यक्तिगत आरोपों के अंतर्गत कांग्रेस पूरे देश में अपनी करना चाहिए। मेरा उनसे आग्रह है कि तुरंत प्रभाव से सिद्धरामैया जी को इस्तीफा देने के लिए कहें और राजनीतिक में एक जो स्वच्छता बनी रहनी चाहिए उसका पालन हो सके।
Well, the main demand is definitely the resignation of the Chief Minister, talking about the serious allegations here, and they have also vehemently denied all the allegations that have been leveled by the Congress government in terms of how the governor has acted in terms of... Back to you.
Right, we also have Sunil Prabhu with us. Sunil, long deliberations were held to decide whether to file the petition in the High Court or not. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court, with the team finally deciding to move the High Court. So, Karnataka government has moved the High Court. In Karnataka High Court, they have challenged that Thawar Chand Gehlot, the Karnataka governor, is acting like a puppet in the hands of the central government and is only doing and sanctioning probe against the chief minister as the BJP in the centre wants a probe against him. My colleague Pratibha, who is covering the protest, is also covering what the court will be hearing about and when is the hearing likely to take place today. Pratibha, if I can ask you, when is the hearing likely to take place in the Karnataka High Court?
Well, in fact, the application has been moved this morning at the High Court and the Congress has been suggesting for an immediate hearing. But however, according to sources, have said that it is likely to be heard at 2:30 p.m. and perhaps the afternoon would have some kind of how this case would play out in terms of sealing the destiny for Chief Minister of Karnataka, Mr. Siddaramaiah. In fact, I'm at the Vidhan Sauda, the seat of power as far as Karnataka is concerned, and we are here with several BJP leaders, most of them who have been claiming the resignation or demanding the resignation of Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. And Siddaramaiah has vehemently denied that this definitely does not call for the in fact, see if I can bring in a word from, okay, most of them are denying to speak at this point in time, but yes, all eyes are on how the court will take this matter up because the ball lies in the court. Back to you.
Guys, will be on the Karnataka High Court. What will happen inside the courtroom and how the governor will defend the move? What were those credible proofs that the governor stated that after reading those proofs is when he decided that a probe should be held against the Karnataka Chief Minister. Meanwhile, the Karnataka Chief Minister has refused to step down from his post. This is one demand that the BJP is demanding, stating that if the Karnataka Chief Minister will stay on his seat, then how will a probe be conducted in a fair manner? Now, if we can tell you what is the MUDA scam exactly and what we know so far is that 50:50 rule was introduced by Mysuru Urban Development Authority in November 2020. That 50:50 rule was that 50% developed land against acquired land will be there. Some land were received some land, the people who lost some land were receiving compensation illegally, and that compensation was also given to CM's wife via alleged irregularities. Now, CM's wife received a prime property in the Mysuru, and after which this whole alleged scam has come to light, where the BJP is demanding that the CM should step down from his seat so that a matter can be probed fairly. Now, the value of this land is estimated is much more than the acquired land. Hence, the irregularity has come forward and the BJP and the others are demanding a probe into the matter. Now, that acquired land is what is under scanner of the central agencies. They are probing the entire scam. The alleged scam is allegedly has caused loss of at least 4,000 crore to the government, and hence the central agencies are probing how much loss has been incurred to the government and how much benefit did Karnataka Chief Minister's wife received through this alleged MUDA scam. Now, in the Kolkata doctor rape and murder case, protests continue across India. The doctors are demanding the same thing. It has been weeks and now the doctors are saying that time is of the essence. The 31-year-old doctor was brutally murdered and raped in a Kolkata hospital, the RG hospital. This is the fourth day when the CBI is questioning the former principal of that institution, but one arrest has been made only. The doctors are demanding that a speedy justice should be delivered in the case. Now, while the summoning is underway and the probe is underway, the resident doctors of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences in Delhi are also holding a strike in front of the Health Ministry. The doctors also said that they will provide free elective OPD services of around 36 specialities to patients outside Nirman Bhavan from 11 a.m. The Faculty Association of AIIMS has requested people to wear black Rakhis on Raksha Bandhan as a symbol of solidarity. Today, many protesters are also sporting black bands in their hands so that they can show solidarity that on the occasion of Raksha Bandhan, the women are still unsafe, and they are demanding that the centre should now intervene in a very speedy manner and thoroughly. A law should be passed, a central ordinance should be brought in to protect healthcare workers and institutions across the nation. The body has also urged for the restoration of law and order at the state-run RG Medical College. Now, why is the anger growing every day? As right after that rape and murder that occurred on August 6th, on the eve of Independence Day, vandalism took place inside the hospital, the same hospital where the 31-year-old was brutally raped and murdered. Now, the doctors are demanding that despite the security, a mob entered the hospital, vandalized and threatened several doctors who were preparing to hold a rally. Now, the AIIMS RDA also drew the Prime Minister's attention to the subsequent vandalism that has happened. My colleague Tanushka Datta, who has been speaking to the parents of the victim, also is joining me for more details. Tanushka, protests are continuing. People are demanding that security should be enhanced in the hospitals.
Right, Aditi, that's what is happening across not just Kolkata but also the entire country at this moment. Protests are happening all over by Resident Doctors Association, by AIIMS RDAs, not just in Delhi but in Patna as well. In Kolkata, of course, protests continue at RG Medical Hospital, but also in different pockets of Kolkata. Like I'm currently in College Street. This is a major hub for students in Kolkata, as it has these major universities and college. The main campus of Calcutta University is in this area. There is also the Calcutta Medical College and Presidency College as well. And in this area right now, BJP is conducting a protest, a black Rakhi protest to symbolize against the rape and murder of this young trainee doctor at Kolkata's RG Medical Hospital. BJP is conducting this protest as a mark to signify this black day by tying black Rakhis. They've got black Rakhis here, and there is currently present here a BJP leader, Agnimitra Paul as well, who's leading this protest. And the essence of this protest march in this area is to signify, that Rakhi is a celebration and a festival of brotherhood as well as sisterhood. But how is it that, such a festival can be celebrated when the sisters, the woman is not safe in the first place in the city and in the country as well? Let us see if we can get fact, talking to Agnimitra Paul here, the BJP leader here.
Administration থেকে তারা পায়নি সুতরাং বারবার আমরা এটা দেখছি যে মুখ্যমন্ত্রী
She's currently speaking and she's, telling us, briefing the media that this kind of hush-hush affair over the entire rape and murder case, given the fact that the West Bengal government here especially has been completely hushing up the matter. This is what the BJP leader here claims. And she says that it is the Mamata Banerjee government that is, not cooperating or not helping out in the investigation either. And she says that of course that justice is delayed and justice must be served in this case here. And Agnimitra Mitra Paul is also elaborating that CBI investigation is currently on, and CBI is the main agency body here that is looking after. She's also raising questions that what was the police also doing. Everything out here is being controlled by the West Bengal government is what the BJP leader here claims.
সমস্ত সাধারণ মানুষের আমি লাইভে আহ্বান করব এবং আমাদের সাথে যোগদান করার জন্য কারণ এই আন্দোলন প্রতিবাদ শুধু দলের নয় এটা সমস্ত নাগরিক সমস্ত পশ্চিমবঙ্গের মানুষের আজকে হ্যান্ডিক্যাপ পুরো মানুষ বয়স্ক মানুষ ইয়াং অ্যাসিড ভিকটিমস ট্রান্সজেন্ডার সবাই রাস্তায় নামছে কারণ আমাদের কারোর সুরক্ষা নেই
She's currently stating that nobody in this country is safe here. Ma'am, what is the protest symbolic of at this point?
Our protest, today's Raksha Bandhan, it is about Abhaya. Because Abhaya has given us the courage to, protest, come on the road and protest. To, voice our protest. And not only us, the entire people of Bengal are on the street. Yesterday also there was a derby match which got cancelled by Mamata Banerjee on the ground that police will not be able to give security to 60,000 people. So police can't give security to 60,000 spectators. Police doesn't know when 5,000, 7,000 hooligans, TMC hooligans come and ransack Arjikor, 14th night. What is police there for? Just to run the syndicate, TMC syndicate, and extort money? Is that the work of police? So the people of Bengal have a reason. There is a huge uproar, and I will warn Mamata Banerjee, you resign on your own. Otherwise, history has shown us repeatedly when a fascist government is there and a fascist ruler, what happens to a fascist ruler? And that uproar has started in Bengal. So beware, Mamata Banerjee.
Ma'am, Saket Gokhale as well as Udayan Guha have come out saying that, BJP is running a toolkit and are creating problems in genuine protests that are being carried out. What would be your response to that?
See, we are protesting without our flag. We are protesting with our flag. There are hundreds of protests happening all over the city, all over the state. Whom will you stop, Mr. Saket? And these people like Mr. Saket, they want to deviate the actual, they have tried. From the very beginning, they said that it's a case of suicide. From the very beginning, the ex-principal, Dr. Shundip Ghosh, said it's a case of psychosis. That means our Abhaya was a mad woman. She had psychiatric problem. So these are the things which Mamata Banerjee, by people like Saket Gokhale, they are trying to float these kind of rumors and messages, so that from the original case it is deviated to another direction. But we have full faith in CBI. We have full faith in the Honorable Supreme Court who has taken over the case. And we have full faith on the people of Bengal. There's a huge uproar right now in Bengal. And we want Mamata Banerjee should take responsibility and resign. Because we have seen in history what happens to a fascist government and a fascist ruler. I hope it doesn't happen to Mamata Banerjee. So beware and resign. That is our demand.
Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. So that was Agnimitra Paul, BJP leader, who had some really strong statements to make here. She is demanding for not just justice for Abhaya, as they're calling it here in Kolkata, but also demanding resignation of the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. And what she also went ahead to say is that Kolkata police, as well as the West Bengal government, has failed not just the young trainee doctor, but also women at large in Kolkata. And the CBI, which is handling the investigation right now, is doing their job at the pace that is required currently. Back to you.
Right, Tanushka. Thank you for joining us and giving those details. Now, as the anger grows against West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee in the Kolkata rape and murder case, a second-year BCom student has also been arrested by Kolkata police for a provocative social media post that incited violence against West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. My colleague Saurabh Gupta is also joining me for more details. Saurabh, what exactly was the post and how did the police manage to track it?
Well, I mean, obviously this was a social media post made by a young lady, and of course it has led to her arrest because the post itself is quite incendiary in terms of what it says. Now, obviously, this is a case that's sensitive because it involves a young woman, but what the post very clearly says is something that we've seen also on, her social media handle. Now, what we're being given to understand is that the social media handle itself may have been deleted, but the police have also issued a statement on the arrest, and the police have made it clear that that this case is under investigation, and several Trinamool leaders had also flagged this post, and this was asking in a sense and drawing parallels to Indira Gandhi, the former Prime Minister, and her assassination. So therefore this is something that the police have taken a very serious note of. It's a young lady who's made this post, and therefore, obviously some would say that, that one has to look at the intent and if there was actual intent or not. But obviously, in this case, in cases like this, in a high, in a tense situation, posts like this obviously is something that the police are keeping track of because when you make posts like that, then there is of course action to follow, and this is something that has happened. Now I'll just read out from what the police have said on this case, and the police say that that a complaint was received regarding the accused person having the Instagram ID. And then, of course, they named the ID, who uploaded 3 Instagram stories related to the recent incident of Arjikar Hospital. The post disclosed the picture and identity of the victim, which is offensive in nature. Additionally, the accused shared 2 stories containing offensive and life threats against Chief Minister of West Bengal. These comments are provocative and may create social unrest and promote hatred amongst communities. So, obviously, this the post itself is something that is problematic, but many would argue that this is a young woman who perhaps there's no intent of actually saying something like that, but obviously when something like that has been said, legal action will follow.
Right, Saurabh, so the student has been arrested right now for the post against West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, and she is a second-year BCom student. The post encouraged assassination bid on Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. But Saurabh, if I can come to you again, there are questions that have been raised against the probe that was done by Kolkata police in the matter. Even there were questions that the police hurried the case, declared it first a suicide, after which several fingers are being pointed at the West Bengal state, which has a woman CM.
Well, first let me clarify, it was not the police that called it a suicide. What the parents have said is that they received a call from someone in the hospital who identified himself as assistant super, which is basically assistant superintendent. The police at no stage, and this has been clarified several times by the police commissioner, at no stage have they called it a suicide. What have they done? because there was no complaint from the hospital authorities, for which the High Court has pulled up the hospital authorities, as is the procedure, they've registered an unnatural death case. What is an unnatural death case? Any death that is not natural, which can include death by suicide, accident, animal attack, snake bite, electrocution, falling off, all of these things. These are unnatural deaths, and they started an unnatural death. And yes, it is common knowledge that in many cases of suicide also, the investigation begins as an unnatural death case. But that doesn't mean it's limited to just that. That's what the police say. The sections are clear.
Sorry to interrupt you. We are also getting some breaking news coming in the case. So now, as the politics was erupting, Trinamool MP Sukhendu Shekhar Roy has moved High Court. He has demanded and is seeking protection from arrest. This is the latest that we are picking in the Kolkata rape and murder case where politics was erupting. Remember, this was the TMC leader who questioned the role of cops and the investigation that was done by Kolkata police. TMC MP had been issued notice by the cops in the case, and the cops said that the TMC MP was spreading misinformation, after which now the Trinamool MP Sukhendu Shekhar Roy has moved High Court for protection from arrest. My colleague Saurabh Gupta continues to stay with me. Saurabh, if you can give more details about this case and what allegation did exactly TMC MP Sukhendu Shekhar Roy made?
Well, let me just complete what I was saying, which is that, the unnatural death case which I was completing is that, so that's covered. The police have said that that's not. Now, what has Sukhendu Shekhar Roy said? Sukhendu Shekhar Roy in a post said, why wasn't the dog squad sent, or why was the dog squad sent after 3 days? Again, something that has been categorically fact-checked by the police. In fact, even as we were there reporting on the first day, it is quite clear that a dog squad was sent on that day. The police have also said it on record. And therefore, this is again something that has been construed as misinformation. And that's why the police had sent him a notice to ask and to explain on what basis did he make this allegation. So that's one. Now, there has been a lot of misinformation around this case, and that's something that the police are tackling. However, questions have been raised on the police investigation as well by the opposition, BJP and the left. For example, this morning, Bikash Ranjan Bhattacharya, who's a senior advocate, questioned the decision of awarding compensation to the victim, questioning the intent behind, the compensation. But sources familiar with the compensation says that, the guidelines are that compensation has to be paid out as expeditiously as possible. And also there is a well laid down structure of how much compensation is paid for what crime that a woman has faced. And these are all documented guidelines that have been put out, and they say that the state government was actually following the procedure even on that.
Right, and Saurabh, it's not just the police, but also the TMC, in fact, has come out. Kunal Ghosh, we heard him. He is also contradicting TMC MP Sukhendu Shekhar Roy's statement that no misinformation should be done, and the Kolkata police did their best, and even the top cop have done their best in the case, while even West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee sought more days for probe that could have been done in a better way. Saurabh, there are many counter versions also coming. In fact, even inside the TMC, Sukhendu Shekhar Roy has been, countered by his own party members, where they are defending the investigation that was done by Kolkata police in the rape and murder case of the 31-year-old doctor.
That's right. Sukhendu Shekhar Roy continues to be a Trinamool Congress MP, though one believes that his Rajya Sabha term may soon be coming to an end. Of course, that is something that he has raised, and the questions that he has raised have been fact-checked already by the police. The notices sent, and these notices have not only gone to him, they've gone to very senior doctors as well, doctors who are respected, reputed, but somehow have also shared information or voiced opinion that seems to be contrary to facts, as the post-mortem says. For example, doctors have gone on to record to say that there have been fractures in the body. Now, the post-mortem clearly says no fractures. 150 milligram of semen Again, that's something that the post-mortem report is quite clear on. 151 gram is the weight of organ plus fluid, and that is something that's there. So perhaps an incorrect reading or an incorrect brief of the medical legal aspects of an investigation like this, because these are extremely reputed medical professionals.
Right.
But perhaps the medical legal aspects of these cases is something that the police say they're not aware of or have shared misinformation on, which is why these notices have been sent to them.
Right. Right. Thank you so much, Saurabh Gupta, for joining us and clarifying all those details that you had on it. Exactly, there are many misinformation, and now the Kolkata police have also summoned the TMC MP while he has moved to the High Court for protection. Meanwhile, if we are talking about the politics, then the West Bengal governor also has hit out at the West Bengal government, saying that it has failed to safeguard the security of daughters and women in the state. Now, he is also expected to meet Home Minister Amit Shah and Health Minister JP Nadda in the national capital today. But before that, what he said in a statement to media. Listen in. Meanwhile, Congress also has blamed the centre in failing to ensure safety and enacting a law that will safeguard women in the country. Listen in.
आज ऑनरेबल एमपी सुखेंदु शेखर राय जी जो ट्वीट किया, पुलिस कमिश्नर को कस्टोडियल इंटरोगेशन चाहिए, ये जो डिमांड है इसको हम अपोज कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि आफ्टर गेटिंग इंफॉर्मेशन ऑनरेबल सीपी विनीत गोयल, he has done his best within 12 hours. An accused has been arrested, गिरफ्तार हो गया और इंटरोगेशन चल रहे थे. हो सकते थे सीएम ने 3-4 दिन मांगा था तो उसमें और बड़ा ब्रेक थ्रू का पोजीशन था, ब्रेक थ्रू हो सकता था. तो अभी सीबीआई का पास है, उसमें सीएम साहब का कोई एतराज नहीं है.
Bengal is not a place safe for women. Bengal has failed its women, not Bengal society. The present government of Bengal has failed the women folk. Bengal should again be brought back to its pristine glory, where women had their own respectable place in society. That has been lost. They are scared. They are scared of gundas. This has been created by a government which is insensitive to this issue.
बिल्कुल सही बात है कि क्यों इतना तोड़फोड़ हुई, क्या परिस्थितियां बनी, कहां किसकी चूक हुई कि अस्पताल में घुसकर इतना तोड़फोड़ हो सकी, ये सवाल जायज हैं, इनका उत्तर मिलना चाहिए. जिस तरह से रोज एक नई थ्योरी, नई अफवाह सोशल मीडिया पर उड़ाई जाती है चित्रों के साथ, और या पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट हो या कुछ भी हो, उसके इर्द गिर्द जिस तरह की भ्रांतियां फैलाई जा रही हैं, जाहिर सी बात है कि ये भ्रांतियां भारतीय जनता पार्टी को सूट करती हैं. तो सीबीआई को चाहिए कि जल्द से जल्द ऐसा एटलीस्ट कोई स्टेटमेंट आना चाहिए ताकि इस तरह की जो माहौल बिगाड़ने की प्रयास किए जा रहे हैं वो रुकें.
Now, protests continue across the country, and in the national capital, the resident doctors are protesting and demanding that the centre should make a central law which will give speedy justice in the cases where doctors are mishandled, or there are cases like what happened in West Bengal. Now, OPD services are being provided outside Union Health Ministry, where doctors are protesting. The doctors have set up OPD services so that the people and who are coming to them there on the road should not face any problem while the protest is underway. Remember, the protesting doctors are saying that there will be no services if they will not guarantee safety and security of the healthcare workers. My colleague Shreya Ghosh is also joining me from outside Nirman Bhavan, where the protest is being held. Yes, Shreya.
Yes, that's right. The doctors here have been on an indefinite strike since August 12th and they continue to protest. And the common sentiment here is no safety, no duty. We all know the heinous crime that took place at Arjikar Medical College and Hospital, which has resurfaced the whole question about the security and safety measures that should be in place for the doctors and the healthcare professionals. And here we can see right outside Nirman Bhavan which houses the Union Health Ministry, the doctors have assembled and it is going to get big at around afternoon time at 2 o'clock, and I'm joined by a fellow doctor. So ma'am, what is the main demand right now? Of course we understand we are all seeking justice for the trainee doctor who was raped and murdered at Arjikar. Apart from that, what is the main demand?
So we're very grateful that CBI has taken over the case and we're hoping for a transparent investigation so that she can get the justice she deserves. But also since then, if you see what happened in Calcutta on the 14th night and how doctors were attacked, a hospital was dismantled and destroyed, vandalized. Since then, lots of news is coming of doctors all over the country getting attacked by bystanders, patients, attendants, etc. This is not a new phenomena. It's been happening. All of us have been threatened, attacked. We're all feeling unsafe. So honestly, we want security. CPA that we're asking for, the Central Protection Act, we want an act that actually protects health workers, healthcare staff, nurses, paramedical, anybody who's involved in patient care. And even patients for that matter. Declare healthcare institutes as a safe zone where people are scared of doing anything to us, where they're scared of threatening us, so that at least we have the guarantee that we'll be safe in our work environment, and we want workplace safety so that this does not happen again, so that even something minor and an attack does not happen on a healthcare worker again.
We also know that 30% of Indian doctors are women and 80% of nurses are women particularly. So we know that women healthcare professionals are the most susceptible to any kind of workplace abuse. Earlier we saw that the health ministry issued a statement that, you know, if any physical assault takes place, then the institution will have to file an FIR within 24 hours. Do you think this is a strong enough move taken by the health ministry?
So we don't think it's a strong enough move, which is why we're still fighting for the act. Because if a ministry releases this statement, firstly the institute has to implement it. The institute has to think it's important enough to file an FIR. The FIR has to get addressed and then justice has to be served. But there's no guarantee that the second step will happen, right? This is just saying the first step should happen. So many states already have acts in place, but how many people have actually been apprehended? Violence against doctors is a daily phenomena, honestly. How many people have been caught because of this? Nobody has these numbers because these numbers are countable on your fingers. So yeah, of course, workplace safety for women as well as men, honestly. And for women, proper duty doctor rooms, bathrooms. Sometimes we have to share bathrooms with patients. We sleep in patients' beds at night. It's like 24/7 our interaction is people who we don't feel safe with, who at any moment can come and attack us. And like for us, it can be sexual, it can be verbal, it can be physical, it can be anything, honestly. So, and there was a survey done that said 70% of doctors feel scared in their workplace. Our fear will reflect on our patient care given. If we don't feel safe, we can't provide the 100% care we want to help you.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. So as you rightly heard from the fellow resident doctor here, that the need of the hour is the Central Protection Act. Of course, the most important part is the perpetrators of that heinous rape and murder case in the Arjikar Medical Hospital and College. The perpetrators should be arrested, and the doctors are satisfied with the fact that, you know, the CBI has taken over the investigation, but then they are raising their voice because they want the Central Protection Act to be implemented. We know that earlier the Health Ministry gave a verbal assurance that the CPA will be in place, but then no concrete timeline was mentioned as to how the implementation will take place. By when will the implementation take place? Today, several medical associations, the doctors' associations, will be assembling here at outside Nirman Bhavan, and they said that this is going to be the biggest protest. It is going going to be massive here, and we already know that several of these Delhi government hospitals, the elective services, the non-essential services have already been halted, and the doctors here are claiming that they're ready to give services from here, from the protest site, but they will not go back to duty until their demands are heard. This is the situation here at Nirman, outside Nirman Bhavan. Over to you.
Right. Thank you so much, Shreya, for joining us. And protests are continuing across the country. Doctors are demanding safety and security at the hospitals and speedy justice in what happened at Kolkata rape and murder case. But with that, we're slipping into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with more news and updates.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate, let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area.
Now, in accordance with the order by the Juvenile Justice Board, the team involved in a high-profile Porsche car accident case has completed a mandated Regional Transport Office training session. This training focused on traffic rules and regulations, aiming to educate the juvenile on road safety and legal responsibilities. My colleague Radhika Ramaswamy is also joining me on the phone line for more details. Radhika, what's next for the juvenile?
That's right. A juvenile involved in the Pune Porsche car accident completes RTO training and 15-day safe training program. In fact, he was apparently educated about various traffic rules and regulations. RTO officials also saying the training included road driving safety measures, importance of driving license. During the process, juvenile was also taken for on-field training. So this has all been perceived as a very unfair and soft treatment of the juvenile, who in fact killed 2 people with his car. This has obviously sparked a national uproar after the Juvenile Justice Board granted bail to him on conditions such as writing a 300-word essay on road safety and traffic monitoring, along with officials from the traffic department. Of course, he had earlier submitted a 300-word essay on road safety, complying with the bail conditions of the Juvenile Justice Board. There was obviously outrage over the leniency shown in the case. The accused was granted bail by JJB on lenient terms, and outrage also due to police investigation that uncovered attempts by his family and doctors to cover up this entire incident. So post-outrage, of course, he was kept in detention home for a while, but after that, Bombay High Court ordered his release as he was a minor in conflict of law. So therefore, now the latest development is that as per the directives of the JJB, he has now undergone RTO Safe training program. So whatever directives has been given by the Juvenile Justice Board in terms of writing that essay and undergoing this training program, that is something that's been carried out and completed by the juvenile. But clearly these are lenient conditions that were imposed, and outrage over the leniency shown by Juvenile Justice Board. But this is also because he was technically, he was a minor in conflict with law.
Right, Radhika, thank you so much for joining us. We also have more information coming in on from Maharashtra, where now, if we talk about the polls that are scheduled to be held later, NCP founder Sharad Pawar has reacted to Ajit Pawar's statement. Remember, Ajit Pawar said that he will not contest from his home turf, Baramati. Now, Sharad Pawar has reacted to the statement and said that Ajit Pawar has an idea what happens in politics, and he doesn't know what's inside Ajit Pawar's mind. Remember, Ajit Pawar had said that he won't fight elections in Baramati. My colleague Radhika Ramaswamy continues to stay with me on this information as well. Radhika, Baramati is the home turf of Ajit Pawar. He lost that seat in the Lok Sabha elections. Is this why Ajit Pawar is now hesitating that he doesn't want to fight from Baramati, or will he finally contest from this seat?
That's right. Baramati is Pawar turf. Of course, we know what happened during Lok Sabha elections. Ajit Pawar's wife, who was fielded from that particular constituency, could not win against Supriya Sule. That was a big setback as far as Ajit Pawar is concerned. Now, earlier, Ajit Pawar had in fact said that he will not fight elections from Baramati. However, the reason attributed to it was that he had contested from there multiple times, and perhaps he would give opportunity to his son. Now, Sharad Pawar has reacted to this statement, saying that Ajit Pawar is a public representative. He will have an idea of what will happen in politics and elections. Generally, people back out of contesting elections when there is adversity or when things are not favorable. So he said that perhaps Sharad Pawar indicating that Ajit Pawar may have predicted that things may not work for him during assembly elections, which could be the reason why he may have backed out. So yes, as I mentioned before, Ajit Pawar had indicated that if people of Baramati demand his younger son Jay Pawar would contest the seat. If Jay is fielded, Baramati could witness a Pawar versus Pawar fight, because Ajit Pawar's nephew, or rather Sharad Pawar's grand nephew Yugendra Pawar could be fielded from Sharad Pawar's side. So if that happens, it could be a Pawar versus Pawar battle in Baramati. However, all of this is speculative, but what we can confirm is that Ajit Pawar, in that particular media interaction, did say that he's not interested in contesting Baramati this time.
Right, Radhika Ramaswamy, thank you so much for joining us and giving those details. All eyes will be on who will finally contest from Baramati, as Maharashtra is likely to face elections later this year. The Adani portfolio delivered 33% EBITDA growth and 50% earning growth after adjusting for prior period income and one-offs. Trailing 12-month EBITDA is now at 79,180 crore rupees, marking a 45% increase over the corresponding trailing 12-month last year. Despite managing a diverse portfolio of 11 companies with 25+ businesses, the growth rate remains exceptional in comparison to 5% earnings growth of Nifty 50 companies. Such a performance once again validates the group's strategy that focuses on expansive yet resilient growth that can be sustained irrespective of external volatilities. Infrastructure and utility dominance, with a 42% growth year-on-year, the core infrastructure segment contributed 86% of the group's EBITDA, ensuring a long-term stability and predictability. Strong credit profile. As on 31st March 2024, Adani portfolio's net debt to EBITDA ratio remains as low as 2.2 and its cash balance is approximately at 60,000 crore rupees. Equity and market positioning. Despite our exponential and sustained EBITDA growth, the Adani portfolio's growth adjusted valuation continues to remain attractive compared to the broader market index Nifty. On EV/EBITDA basis, the Adani portfolio is valued at around 23x, while Nifty is at 20x, making our companies highly attractive investment propositions. And now India is celebrating Raksha Bandhan all across. Even Union Minister Piyush Goyal is celebrating Raksha Bandhan with the beneficiaries of the Citizenship Amendment Act that was brought in by the centre. Pak Hindu refugee women tied Rakhi to the Union Minister. The visuals are on your screens. He greeted and celebrated this auspicious day with the beneficiaries of CAA.
एक प्रकार से ये राखी बड़ी विशेष रही। हमारी ब्रह्म कुमारी की बहनें आई, हमारे नेबरिंग कंट्रीज आसपास के देशों से शरणार्थी होकर जो भारत आए हैं और जिनको सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट एक्ट के तहत प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी, गृह मंत्री अमित शाह जी, रक्षा मंत्री राजनाथ सिंह जी, हमारे सभी वरिष्ठ नेताओं ने और जो राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ के हमारे सिद्धांत है उस पर चलते हुए इन सबको अब भारत में नागरिकता मिली है। उनके चेहरों पे जो खुशी थी, बच्चों का जो एक आनंद था, वो देख के वास्तव में मन मोहित हो गया।
I'm at Wanijya Bhavan, and as you can see, the Hindu festival, the special Hindu festival of Raksha Bandhan is being celebrated in a very unique manner here. As we can see, Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal is here, and all these women have gathered here to sort of tie the Rakhi to the Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal. And these are women who are essentially Pakistani Hindus living in these various refugee camps across the national capital. There you can see the sloganeering is going on of Bharat Mata Ki Jai. It's a moment of great pride for these women as they have received the citizenship after the Citizenship Amendment Act was passed, and we can see Piyush Goyal welcoming these women and marking the beautiful bond of brotherhood and sisterhood